Hey, what's up everyone? This is Stefan James. I'm just popping on here a little bit early just to make sure that everything is working okay before we officially start this live training coming up probably in about 20 minutes or so. So if you guys are joining in early, which I know that a lot of you guys are here, I appreciate you showing up early for this. I know you guys are excited, you're pumped, you're ready for this. I will not disappoint. This is gonna be more than worth your time, and I'm so excited to share with you guys a lot of valuable information. But while I've got you guys here, can you guys confirm with me in the chat and let me know if you can hear me okay and if you can see me okay? So I just want to make sure that there's no technical difficulties. Sometimes things can lag a little bit or buffer. So I just want to make sure that everything's going to be smooth and prepared so that I can add as much value to you guys as possible. So if you can guys give me some sort of acknowledgement and let me know how it's streaming for you guys, the quality on your end in the live chat, then that would be amazing. And we're gonna get ready in about 20 minutes. 20 minutes is when we're gonna dive in and start this live training. All right, what is up everyone? This is Stefan James from Project Life Mastery, and we are live right now. Who is excited to be here? I know I am, guys. I've been so excited for this live event. I want to thank you guys so much sincerely for being here. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to turn your knowledge into a multi-million-dollar business while making an impact and doing what you love. Now, before we dive into the training and officially start it, I want to acknowledge you guys for being here. I got my computer right here in front of me, and I'm able to see all the messages, all the love, all the chat that is flowing in right now. And I just want to give some shout outs right now. So give me a sec right now. And if, by the way, if there's any issues with the lagging or buffering, sometimes there's technical difficulties like that can occur. If that does happen, just let us know. We'll do the best that we can with this. We've done streams like this before, but sometimes there are some technical difficulties that do occur. So give me one sec here, guys. Let me just pull this up. All right, I see Awas from the UK. I see Sterling Zerdonald from Sterling Heights, Michigan. Welcome. I see Lizzie from Jamaica. I see Sophie. Welcome, Sophie. I see Juan from Colombia, Karina from the UK, Greg from KC. Not sure where that is, maybe Kentucky or something. But Andres from Colombia, Malaysia, UK, Ohio, Argentina. Caitlin from Victoria, BC. It's good to see a fellow Canadian here. Originally from Vancouver, British Columbia. Beverly Hills, California. Florenzo from London. Yoko from Costa Rica, James from the Philippines, awesome, Don from Finland, Liverpool, Amsterdam, Slovenia, Colombia, Miami. All the messages are coming in so fast. Edmonton, Serbia, Virginia, Argentina, Spain, India, Alabama, Germany, Athens, Greece. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, thank you guys so much. Again, I really appreciate all the love, and I'm going to be answering questions that you guys have a little bit later on as well. But what I recommend that you guys do to make sure you get the most benefit from being here right now, you guys have really done the hardest part of actually showing up. You see that 80% of success is just showing up. But now that you're here, you got to take that next step to make sure that you're playing full out. So understand that the more you put into something, the more you get out of it. And so while you guys are here, I want to make sure you guys get the maximum benefit of what I'm going to share with you. So make sure that you can capture a lot of the information that I'll share with you guys today. Take out a pen and paper, write things down, take some notes if you need to. Open up a document on your computer and capture a lot of the things that I might share with you, because that's what's going to allow you to apply it and retain it and get the results and benefits from what I'm going to share with you guys today. So we're going to officially dive into this in like 10 seconds. Let me just do a final check. I see all the messages, all the love, but I just want to make sure everything is running smoothly before we really dive into this. I'll give you guys a chance to get out pen and paper, something to take notes with. Make sure you're comfortable, you're prepared to play full out here today. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to officially dive into this training now. So today I'm going to share with you guys how to turn your knowledge into a highly profitable business that can allow you to make an impact in other people's lives and do what you love. Now, I believe that you're all here right now because not only you want to make money, right? We all want to make money. I get that. That's, there's nothing wrong with that as well. We want to make money, and money can allow us to turn our dreams into a reality, but I believe that you're also here because you want to make an impact as well. You want to make an impact and get paid in the process of impacting other people's lives. And also doing that around what you love, a niche, a topic, a hobby that you might have that you can give and serve the world with and make money at the same time and make that impact. And out of everything that I teach, everything that I do in my life, this right here of what I'm sharing with you today is the most fulfilling thing that I do, because this is my mission in life. This is much more gratifying than anything else that I do, any other parts of my business. It's more gratifying than selling physical products on Amazon. It's more gratifying than working on other aspects of my life or business, because this is what gives me that aliveness and that deep sense of meaning in my life that is something that money can't buy. That when you're making an impact and you're serving the world in this way, it's just amazing the satisfaction and fulfillment that comes back from it. And even just being here right now and sharing with you guys and talking to you and see all the messages and all the love that comes in, it's such an incredible feeling that, like I said, money can't buy. That's only from caring about other people and wanting to serve the best way that you can. So listen, a few things I want to share with you guys before we really dive into this. First is a lot of you guys are here because I mentioned that today I'm going to be announcing my partnership with Tony Robbins. Now, Tony Robbins has been my mentor since I was 17 years old. I'll share with you guys more of the story about how Tony has impacted my life. And he's someone that's impacted my life over the last 15 plus years. And to have an opportunity now today to partner up with Tony to make an even greater impact in the world is a dream come true. Now, I got sent from not just Tony Robbins, but Tony and his team, and also Dean Graziosi and Russell Brunson. They sent me this box, and I'm also going to open up this box a little bit later on today and share with you guys what's inside and share with you more information about that, okay? So stay tuned, stick around to the end of this training, and I'll share with you guys what's inside here and make a big announcement that you guys are not going to want to miss, okay? The other thing that I want to mention too is, what was I going to mention? So the other thing that I want to mention just kind of around that as well is today actually I have nothing like, what I'm going to share with you guys, it's not only changed my life, but the reason why I'm partnering up with Tony and what we're kind of doing together is we really want to make self-education the new norm, okay? We believe that the traditional education system is broken, that there's new ways to educate ourselves. And really what Tony and myself and why he brought me on board to work with him on this is because he wants to disrupt the education industry and show people there's new ways to educate yourself that does not require going to colleges or universities and getting into a lot of debt in the process for that. There's new ways we can educate from the internet, and that really what the world needs more of today. We're in the information age, but needs more people that can step up as leaders to share their knowledge, their skills, their experience, their passions with the world to help other people make an impact. And that's really what this is about. And I'm going to plant a seed for you guys today that will share more about my opportunity with Tony and how you guys can be a part of that as well. Because Tony Robbins is launching his first product in over 12 years. And it's his first one that's actually teaching people how to make money around this as well, which I'm incredibly excited to be a part of and to share that with you guys as well. So anyways, I will get more into that later for you guys. I'll share with you more information about it. I'm also going to answer any questions that you guys have a little bit later on too. So if you have any questions for me about what I'm going to share, I'm happy to answer those for you too. My outcome today is really just to serve. I want to make an impact in your life. I want to add so much value to you, and I got nothing to sell. Full transparency, full disclosure, I got nothing to sell you guys today. So by the end of this training, there's not going to be a product that I'm going to sell you. For some of you, you're relieved, you're happy, you're excited about that. Some of you might be disappointed about that. And I want to start things off with a little lesson around that. How many of you right here, right now, you enjoy selling or being sold to? Okay, how many of you right now, you enjoy being selling or being sold to? Post in the chat. Or how many of you, when I said to you, there's nothing that I'm going to sell for you guys today, you're excited, you're happy about that, or you had some relief? See, here's an important lesson I want to share with you guys. If you don't like selling and being sold to, if you have an internal conflict around that, if you feel uncomfortable around that, then how do you ever expect you're going to be able to sell yourself, your ideas, your products, your services, and build a business? See, there's a conflict there that a lot of people have that holds them back. They're afraid to sell, or they get uncomfortable when being sold to, and that holds a lot of people back because, again, if you don't feel comfortable with the sales process, then how do you ever expect to be able to persuade or influence someone else? Nothing in this world changes until someone has been persuaded or sold. So I want you to understand that, again, I got nothing to sell today, but I want to sell you on this idea of your potential, your capabilities that you can give to the world. You know, there's plenty of you right now that have incredible gifts and talents and knowledge, but there's that hang up that a lot of people have around sales that's holding you back. And for me, I remember years ago, I used to go to these seminars by a mentor of mine, T. Harv Eker. He put on these free seminars, and they're basically like a pitch fest. There's a lot of great value there, but you know, they would pitch you on their products and their events and masterminds and everything, maybe 5 or 6 times during the event. And I remember I was so fascinated to observe the room. There'd be a couple hundred people at these events, and some people, when they're being sold to, they'd be excited, they'd run to the back of the room. It's a new opportunity for them. They'd sign up and buy the program. Other people, though, would get upset. Other people would feel frustrated. They'd complain about it and say, oh, they're just trying to make money off of me. And you know, even some people would get upset and actually leave the room and saying, oh, they're just trying to sell and this and that. And I've always been so fascinated by that. And one thing I want you guys to understand is that if you react in that kind of way when someone is selling something to you, it has nothing to do with the other person. It has everything to do with you. Because what they're doing, we have no control of the events of our life, but we do have control about how we respond to them. And if something is triggering you based on what someone else is doing or saying, then you've got to look at you. Why are you reacting that way? Why are you hooked in that way? Why is this affecting you so much? Why are you getting frustrated? Why do you have a hang up around this? Now, you might have had some baggage. We've all had that in the past where you go to a car dealership or someone's being aggressive and trying to sell something to you, and it can make us uncomfortable at times, but that was more the individual, that salesperson, than sales itself. That person maybe wasn't calibrating or listening and really understanding what your needs are and being able to serve you in the best way. But if you react in that way to someone selling to you, and these are people that are, and you're all here as well because you want to make more money, can you see where that conflict is? That if you have issues around that and being sold to, then how can you ever expect to sell or influence or persuade someone else? So we have to learn to embrace and love the sales process. Okay, be excited for it. I used to watch these sales presentations again and again and observe and learn so much from that. And that would then allow me to be a better influencer myself in my life, because like I said, that's one of the most important skills that can allow you to get more of what you want in your life, but also to make an impact in other people's lives, because by you not selling, you're actually doing other people a disservice. You're doing them a disservice, because when someone actually buys something from you, they invest in you, your product, your service, your business, your idea, the knowledge that you have to share. When they invest their money in you, they're more committed. They're enrolling in their own transformation. And the more that someone pays, the more that they're paying attention. You got to have skin in the game. Now, I can share with you guys a perspective that you might not have. Most of you guys know me from YouTube and the content that I put out there. I put out thousands and thousands of free content, videos, blog posts, podcasts, content on Instagram and social media for free. Do not charge anything for that. And my YouTube channel alone has over 730,000 subscribers now, I think, and over 38 million views. I reach and impact over 1 million people a month. And the content that I put out is incredibly valuable, but you know what the most frustrating and disappointing thing about that is? Very few people do anything with it. People love the content, they appreciate it, they say they get a lot of value and benefit from it, but very few people do anything with it. Most people, they're passive. Most people, they consume video after video after video. They're just looking for all this free information, filling their mind up with it, but they don't do anything with it. And if you don't do anything with it, then you don't get any results. And so it's in the best interest of the people that you're trying to reach and impact, and yourself, to actually charge money for products and services, because when they invest their money in it, they're more likely to take action and actually get results from it. I remember times when I first started my career, I was doing these little seminars and workshops, and I just put them out there for free. And I remember, I'd have 20 or 30 people that would confirm and say, yes, I'll be there. And then sure enough, on the event day, I booked a room and I was ready and organized, prepared for it, and only 3 people would show up. And I learned that sometimes when you make something for free, people don't value it as much. They're more flaky, they don't follow through as much. And when you actually charge a bit of money, even if it's $10, more people are actually likely to actually show up because they've invested, they've demonstrated their actual commitment and they've enrolled in their transformation and in you. And so I want you guys to understand, before we dive into this, I want you guys to understand this. This is a really important lesson and distinction and breakthrough for many of you right now. Because if this is something that's holding you back, we've got to resolve that, because it's preventing you from going to that next level in your life to make more money, to make an impact and influence people a lot more. The results and impact that I've seen in other people's lives is often because people invest something and they pay for something and they're more committed and more serious versus the ones that dabble. And so, again, I got nothing to sell you guys here today. I kind of wish that I did, but I got nothing for you guys to sell at the end of this, okay? But I want to make this distinction for you because you guys want to share your knowledge with the world. You want to make an impact. And the more, at the end of the day, it's about results and impacting people's lives. And that's why I really hope what you're here for. And we have to help overcome any limiting beliefs or fears or barriers that are preventing you from actually selling more and influencing people, and understanding that is one of the best ways to make that impact in people's lives. So I want to put that out there for you guys. Now, I will plant the seed with you guys, and there is something you can buy later on. It's not even available yet, but it's with Tony Robbins that I'll share at the end of this as well. But again, I got nothing to sell you guys here today. Let me just kind of see if there's any other housekeeping things I want to mention. Okay, I think we're good. Cool. So let me, before I dive into this too, I want to share with you guys a bit about my story, because a lot of my journey of where I started from to where I'm at today, I think can really inspire you guys and provide a reference for you to show you the path that I took to getting to where I'm at today, impacting millions of people around the world, and how I built my business. So I want to be transparent with you guys today and authentic with you guys. Most of you guys might already know my story, but I want to share a little bit more depth and details about that journey, because it will relate when I go into some of the trainings that I have and the concepts that I have for you guys today. I started off my journey, guys, when I was about 17 years old. Before then, I was incredibly shy at that age in high school. I was depressed. I was lonely. I was very insecure. I had a lot of anxiety, a lot of fears. I was a horrible student. I skipped school a lot. And for me, I was so unhappy with my life that I looked for video games to escape. I was addicted to video games. That for me was a different fantasy world that I could enter into, that I had more control over. I felt more significant than I did in my everyday life. I moved high schools 3 times, did not have a good relationship with my parents. It was a very challenging upbringing, and I know many of you guys can relate to that. But everything changed for me when I was 17 years old. I discovered Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins changed my life. And I know many of you guys can relate to that too, and you're here right now because Tony's also made an impact in your life. The way that he originally changed my life was I discovered this infomercial video that somebody sent me randomly online. And I was so inspired by this infomercial, which he was selling his personal power audio program and everything, which amazing program. But the infomercial itself inspired me so much. It got me so fired up, so excited about my life. It brought about new possibilities and opportunities that I never thought of before. It made me believe in myself. And from that, I ended up immersing myself in the work of Tony Robbins and going through all of his audio programs and all of his books, and eventually going to his seminars. I went to Unleash the Power Within 7 times. I've been to his Date with Destiny seminar twice. I've been to Business Mastery, Leadership Academy. I've seen him speak at many other events, and been heavily immersed in the work that he has done, and continue to benefit from him all the way to today, and even further in my life as well. So he made such an impact in my life and made me believe in myself and my potential and what I could do, because before then, I didn't believe that you could change your life. I just thought that this is who you are. I was born this way, and this is my life. This is just how it's going to be. And he brought me into this brand new world of possibilities. I kind of often compare it sometimes to the Matrix, where someone is going to offer you the red pill and the blue pill. And when you take that blue pill, you're exposed to this new world that you can't take back once you discover it. Or you can take the red pill and your life just goes back to where it is and nothing changes. So I took that pill, and my life has never been the same since. But when I was 17 years old, the area of my life that I had the most pain with, that I really wanted to change, was my social skills, my confidence, because I was incredibly shy. I was that person that would not talk to anybody. People would often ask, do you even talk? Do you say anything? Do you speak? I'd just always be that person in the corner just observing and listening to things and not actually speaking up and saying anything at all. And so that was a lot of pain for me. There was women, I remember in high school, girls that I was attracted to. I had a crush on them, but I had no confidence to actually talk to them and have a conversation with them and want to date them. And so that was a big pain point for me that I really wanted to overcome in my life. And I discovered this whole dating community. I discovered people like David D'Angelo and this whole world of other people that were learning those things and teaching it. And I was reading the message boards and learning as much as I could about this, and learned that it was a learnable skill, that I could improve, I could change, I could be whoever I wanted to be. And so I went on that journey, and when I was 18 years old, things really changed for me when I actually met up with a group of other guys in Vancouver, which is where I'm from, that were actually going out there and walking, the malls and the streets and the coffee shops and the bars and the clubs to actually go out there and meet and approach women. And the first time I got exposed to that, my mind was blown. I thought, wow, is it even possible that there's an attractive woman or someone that you're interested in, and you can approach that person and have a conversation and have them be interested in you and ended up getting a phone number and getting a date? And when I saw that, it shattered my reality. I had a paradigm shift, and I decided that I got to learn how to do that. I got to do whatever it takes to learn how to do that. And so I did. I was so terrified. I had so much fear and anxiety, but I pushed myself. I had other people that were kind of in this mastermind group, a mastermind group of other people that were further ahead than myself. They would push me to do it, and by doing it, every time that I did, I was so terrified, but I got more confident. I developed my self-esteem through that process, and I did that 1,000 times, more than 1,000 times actually, but I immersed myself in that. And what happened was, again, I got a lot more confident, I got a lot better at it, and I was developing a skill set. By the time I was 19, 20, 21 years old, I had a skill set that I could walk up and approach any woman or any stranger or any group of people and have a conversation with them, and it work out great. And so what happened was, when I was about 21 years old, I had an opportunity to actually do some coaching, where someone else in this community reached out to me and said, Stefan, do you do any coaching? I've seen your progress, I've seen what you're able to do. And to be honest, I wasn't an expert at that time or anything like that. I wasn't this guru. I wasn't the most successful person at dating or anything like that, but I just had a certain skill set that I had developed that another person recognized in me, and they were willing to actually pay me for that. And that was the first time I got my first coaching client. And I was able to take this guy out in the weekend. I was able to help and push him to be able to overcome his fears and anxiety to actually approach the opposite sex. He got benefit from that. He got more confident. He thanked me for it, and that's really the beginning of where I got hooked on this business, I guess, of coaching and helping people and wanting to make an impact, because the more that I did that by sharing what had benefited my life and what had changed my life, the more that I shared that with other people, then the more love that I got back. Like, it just gave me self-esteem and confidence that, wow, you know what? I do have something that's valuable to give to someone else, that someone actually pay me for. That was a breakthrough for me. And I believe that all of us, if you're here right now, you have skills, you have knowledge, you have expertise, you have experiences right now in your life that you have developed. You've developed these things, and other people would actually pay you for that. They would pay you for what you know. They would pay you for the experiences that you have, so that they don't have to go through that experience. They can shortcut their learning curve. That's why all of you are here right now, because you're here right now to shortcut your learning curve. And that's what I've done my entire life, is I'm always trying to learn from other people to get where I want to be a lot faster. And we all have that, but it's realizing that we have those gifts, and I believe it's our moral obligation to share that, to give to the world, not just to keep all this knowledge to ourselves, but to actually wanting to serve the way and actually give back, to pay it forward. I always know that online there's people that always sometimes comment and say, you're successful. Why would you share all this information for free? Why would you give this away? There's got to be a hook on the other end. There's got to be a hidden agenda. Or if you're so successful, what other people are going to compete with you now, and you're going to share your secrets and all that sort of thing. And, the answer to that is that I don't live in scarcity. That's all fear. That's a scarcity mentality. I live in abundance. And I believe that when something's impacted your life, it's a natural thing to want to share and give back and help other people with it. It's kind of like accumulating a hard drive of information, right? You have a hard drive. It's up here. The knowledge that you have is a hard drive. But imagine you build up that hard drive over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, your whole life, and you have that hard drive, and at the end of your life, you just throw it in the garbage. What a waste. I don't know about you, but that hard drive, it'd be so valuable to other people to give that to someone else. People would pay for that hard drive. They would pay to know what you know. And that's really what I think this is really about, what the world needs more of, is people that are willing to share and give and help the world in these different ways. And I'm going to kind of sidetrack a little bit. I want you guys to understand that this is a huge industry. This is a $129 billion per year industry called the self-education industry. People right now are spending up to $355 million every single day on self-education. And Forbes estimates that number is going to triple in the next 5 years. And it's because people are looking for knowledge. They're going to Google, they're going to YouTube, they're showing up on live streams like this. They're looking for communities, they're looking for events and masterminds and workshops to gain knowledge, because the education system is changing. The way that people can learn and grow today is different than the old school way of having to go to university or having to, read it through a textbook. Today, there's many other ways to educate yourself by investing in training programs and finding experts out there or people that have knowledge or information. And again, people are willing to pay for that. So there's an incredible opportunity that's available for it. And when I started when I was 21 years old, coaching people, that's when I realized that I had these gifts and that I had knowledge that other people would pay for. And that's the first time I started my first business. It's called Lifestyle Transformations. It was actually a local business in Vancouver, Canada. And what I would do is I would try to help other men improve their social skills and their confidence. And I had many fears that were holding me back. I had many doubts. I believed that I was too young. I had many different things that were holding me back, but I decided to do it anyways because I knew that this was my mission in the world and that I was meant for something greater than myself. But the person that inspired all of this for me was Tony Robbins. Because when he made such an impact in my life, when I was 19, 20, 21 years old, I was trying to make the decision in my life, what do I want to do? I'm sure you've all had that experience before. You might be there right now where you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. What direction do I want to go in? And for me, I realized that the person that made an impact in my life, Tony Robbins, I'd look at him and say, wow, you know what? How amazing must it be to make an impact in other people's lives like that? How gratifying, how fulfilling, must that be? And when I saw that and I realized that I want to do what he does. He's been my role model. He changed my life. I want to follow in those footsteps. And I want to not be Tony, but I want to be myself, my best version of myself. But I want to share what I've learned with other people and help and coach and influence other people. And so Tony was that person that became a role model for me and showed me what was possible within myself. And made me believe that I could do that because he started his journey when he was also 17 years old. He started doing events and seminars and coaching when he was in his early 20s. And so he paved the way. He was a role model of a possibility, and that's the power of what a role model can do. You guys know Tony, and he's a role model for so many people, but I hope by me sharing my story that I could be another reference for you on what you can also accomplish as well. So what I ended up doing when I was 21, Tony influenced this for me, and I knew that this is what I wanted to do with my life, and that I would improve myself and become a better speaker, become a great coach through this process. And again, I wasn't the expert at everything. I just had certain skills that people were willing to pay for and they wanted to learn. So I used to put on these free seminars. They're called the Dating Mastery Seminars. And I'd put them on every 2 weeks, and I'd try to market these seminars and get people to come out. I'd post on Craigslist every day. I used meetup.com. I used to put up signs on different lampposts around the city. A lot of different things that I do just to kind of hustle to get as many people as possible to these events. And then at the event, I'd provide value similar to what I'm doing right now, share some valuable information. And at the end of the event, it was like a 3-hour little workshop that I put on. But at the end of it, I would promote a boot camp that I'd put on. I'd promote my coaching in small boot camp mastermind events where I could coach and work with people a lot more intimately and help them improve their social skills and improve their confidence. So that's how I built my career. I did that for maybe 4 or 5 years. It was a challenge because I was focused more on a local market. I didn't really know how to use the internet at the time, but that's kind of how I started learning about internet marketing and online business and how to leverage myself and automate things and use technology in those different ways. But I'd put on a free event, and then the coaching, the boot camp that I'd offer would be $1,000 to $2,000 weekend event. And I'd maybe take on maybe 7 to 12 people in a weekend. And it wasn't always filled up. There was a lot of ups and downs and struggles and challenges. I was learning as I went, as anybody does with a brand new business, but I grew so much from that. By me actually facing my fears and speaking and coaching and developing content, these were all the things that I had developed myself to be who I am today, that by the time I even started Project Life Mastery in 2012, I already had all this experience and skills and coaching experience and expertise and knowledge that I could then share online. And I realized eventually that I could use the internet and I could use YouTube and a blog and eventually a podcast and social media, and I could put out my content and my knowledge and the things that I was learning out there publicly in that way, and I could reach and impact more people. So I was using the internet for leverage. Instead of just kind of focused on a small little market in Vancouver, I could reach and impact so many more people online. And today it's over 37 million views on YouTube, which blows me away. And my whole journey when I was building Project Life Mastery was not, again, as an expert, because I know some of you might be here right now and say, Stefan, I'm not an expert. I don't have any knowledge that I can share with people. It's not true. For me, the way I looked at it was I was just someone on this journey of self-development, self-mastery, life mastery. And anything that benefited me, I was going to share it. So I remember in 2012, I was really into morning rituals. They had made a big impact in my life. And I did a YouTube video sharing my morning ritual, right? And I was just passionate in the video and sharing. I do gratitude in the morning. I ask myself these questions. I do these affirmations. I jump up and down on my mini trampoline rebounder. And that prepares me for the day to be at my best. And I put out a YouTube video, and that video went viral. Hundreds of thousands of people watched that video. And I got so much great feedback from it. So many people shared with me how that made an impact in their life that I got hooked. I got addicted to that process. And I put out other videos, and I was doing a fitness competition at the time. I was sharing my goals and my journey, and people connected with that. And again, I wasn't, considering myself to be an expert by any means, but people position you as the expert. They perceive you as an expert through your journey. And I often think about it, you don't have to know everything to start, because listen, if I had waited until my life was perfect and I was a multi-millionaire and all these things to start sharing and helping other people, I would have never started. You would not be here right now. You would not be watching this video right now if I had that limiting belief that I had to have a perfect life to start. So don't think that everything has to be perfect for you to share and to impact and help other people. All you have to be is just a little bit further ahead than others. When I was a dating coach, I wasn't the master of dating. I didn't have the most success with dating. I failed and had a lot of challenges with it, but I was just a little bit further ahead than most. Okay, I had a skill of just being able to approach the opposite sex. I had overcome that fear and anxiety, which is a big pain point for a lot of men. And I had that skill. I didn't have all the other stuff figured out, but I had that figured out, and other people were willing to pay me for that, to learn how to just do that. And then I eventually got great at conversations and going on dates and all that sort of stuff too. And so I was able to get even further ahead and help people. The further ahead that I got, the more that I could bring people there myself. So that was kind of my journey, and Project Life Mastery is now turned into a multi-million-dollar per year business, and I have courses and training programs. I have mastermind events that I'm going to share with you guys a bit as well. And I'm going to share with you guys that if I were to start over, what would I do differently? What would be a different process that I might go through? Because now that I'm on a different perspective of doing this now for over 7+ years on YouTube and being an influencer and being in this business, there's definitely things that I would do different, even kind of going back to when I was 21 years old. All the skills that I developed were preparing me for my success that I eventually broke through and started to have. But And that was invaluable to have to go through that and learn and discover those skills. But there are some things I would do differently, because I think a lot of people, you're here right now, a lot of you want to build a business and make passive income, but that takes time. And there's better ways to immediately make money that might be different than having a job that you might have right now that you can make a lot of money from, kind of similar to what I did with coaching and putting on my own little events. By making that immediate money, I was able to pay my bills and develop these great skills while simultaneously also building passive income and building my businesses and doing all that other sort of stuff as well. Because that's more of a journey, it's a process. It's not gonna happen overnight to make passive income. It's planting seeds and having that grow and blossom into a sustainable passive income stream in business. But the coaching and the events that I was doing, for me, that was a great way to support my business as I was going through it and developing these skills that helped me get to where I'm at today. So I'll share with you guys some of that stuff as well in terms of the journey and everything that I've gone through and the better way I think that can help you guys fast track that journey to get to where you want to go. So, okay, that's a bit about my story. I'll reference more for you guys a bit, but hopefully that shares with you guys where I started from. And I was young, 21 years old. I know many of you guys are young right now too and trying to figure out what you want to be doing as well. But again, Tony paved that way for all of us, I believe. What paved the way for Tony Robbins was Jim Rohn, right? The motivational speaker. What paved the way for Jim Rohn was Earl Schoaf, his mentor. And, we're going to continue paving the way for other people to be able to help other people in this way. Now, let's dive into this, guys. Three questions that you need to ask yourself and be able to answer in order for you to build your own knowledge business, okay? 3 things you got to identify. The first one, and we're going to do a little exercise. So again, you should have out a pen and paper to write some of this down. What are your superpowers? What are your superpowers? You see, we all have unique abilities. That's another way of putting it. Unique abilities, skills, knowledge, things that make you different, things that make you unique, your X factor. We all have that. And you've got to identify what that is for you. The sooner that you can identify what your strengths are, what you're good at, what makes you different or unique, the easier it's going to be for you to actually build your business and be able to serve people in this way. And I think a lot of people, what happens is they're trying to build a business without really knowing what their strengths are. They're not leveraging their strengths. And the business or the path that you take is going to depend on that, because you don't want to try to build a business in terms of things that you're weak at. You want to leverage what you're already great at, your natural gifts, your natural talents, your own unique abilities. So what makes you different? What makes you stand out? What value do you have that you can offer or give to the world? That is your superpower, okay? It can be more than one. It can be many different things. But I want you guys to think about that and be able to answer it. And post in the chat if you're here live right now. I'd love to hear what some of your superpowers, your unique abilities are. I'll share with you guys some of what makes me unique, what I believe my superpowers are. One is that I care and people know it. That for me to do what I do, I care about other people. That's why I spend this time putting out so much content and trying to give so much in the ways that I do, is that people can tell that I care. You can't do what I do if you don't care, if you don't sincerely want to help other people and help them transform their life or to get a result. And that's something that not everybody can say, but it does make me unique. Another superpower that I have that makes me different is I'm authentic. I'm transparent. I have been since 2012, sharing my goals and my goals reports and my journey over the last 7+ years, being consistent with that, sharing my life and things that have benefited me, the rituals of my life, the habits of my life, the knowledge that I've gained from other people, and sharing that with others and being transparent about that, sharing my successes and my failures, my struggles, my wins, all of that. And so that authenticity allows people to relate and connect with me. Okay, another one of my superpowers is creating content. I love to teach. I love to share things that I've learned. I love to inspire people to take action in their lives, not just give them more information, but inspire them and have elicit different information to take massive action in their lives and make new decisions and different changes. There's a great quote from Maya Angelou that people will rarely listen to what you say or what you do, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And I always try to think about in the videos and the content that I put out there is I first want to make sure that I feel great and I'm excited and enthusiastic about what I'm going to share or sell or promote or whatever it might be, because if I don't have that or feel that within myself, then I can't transfer that to you. And so I always try to make sure that I'm transparently and passionately and being excited about what has made an impact in my life and to inspire and elicit those emotions within others to make an impact in their life as well. So those are some superpowers for me. Others for me that make me different is I'm all about mindset. I can share the strategies and the step-by-step to help you get there too, but I stand out in ways by actually addressing the psychology of success, the mindset, the mentality that you need to embody, because the strategy is not enough. What determines whether or not you implement the strategy is going to be your mindset and psychology. What makes me different is I'm about life mastery. I'm not just about money or success. I teach and inspire people the importance of having balance in your life and developing also your body, your mind, your emotions, your spiritual life, your relationships, your business, your mission, your financial freedom, all of that. And I do the best that I can to live that every day of my life. So those are different ways that make me different, or my ability to market, or for me, publishing books or selling on Amazon or YouTube or affiliate marketing. These are all skills that I've developed that is valuable that I can offer to other people, that other people would pay me money for, to learn from me. Okay, I've done 2 fitness competitions in my life, and I'm not the most muscular guy, I'm not the most ripped or lean guy, and never was during those competitions, but I had results and a transformation and skills and things like that that I had developed that I was able to then share with other people to help them with. Those are my superpowers. So let's see what some of you guys have said. I'd love to hear some of your superpowers. Let's see. Someone said selling and creating relationships with people. That's great. You know, and some of you right now, you have all different knowledge. I mean, some of you might be a hairdresser. You know, maybe you're great at professional sport. Maybe you're great at painting or drawing or music or golf or business or real estate. I don't know, whatever it is, okay? Video games. But those are superpowers. Whatever you're good at, that's a superpower. But hey, you know what? If you're a great hairdresser or hairstylist, maybe your superpower is your ability to build relationships and rapport and connect with people and build that trust, and that's why people keep coming back again and again. So it's important to know what that is. Someone said educating people and taking control of their health and well-being naturally is my superpower. That's beautiful. I'm very authentic. I really do want to help out. I'm a natural leader according to what people say around me. I see people and I care about them. That's beautiful. Someone said I'm friendly. Everyone can be my friend. Good selling skill. Have target. Simple. Awesome, guys. Recovering from addictions. Great. I've been through a binge eating addiction in my life, a binge eating disorder. And when I overcame it, I said to myself, when I overcome this, I have to help other people with this. It just felt my duty, my obligation. I put out a YouTube video a number of years ago when I did overcome binge eating disorder. That video now has got hundreds of thousands of views and made that impact. So that's just a little example. I wasn't the master of overcoming binge eating, but I shared what I had learned and what had helped me, and other people loved it and benefited from it. That's great. And a great way to discover what these superpowers are is to ask the people in your life. People that know you, your friends and family. In fact, one simple exercise that you can do is send an email at the end of this training. Send an email to 10 people in your life, 10 people that know you best, and just ask them, what are things that I'm good at? You know, you know me for a number of years. What do you think I'm good at? What do you think my strengths are? What do you think my superpowers are? What makes me different? What makes me unique? And they'll tell you. They'll say, you know what, you're incredibly confident. Or you're amazing at making decisions, or you're a great communicator, you're great at sales, you can sell anything, you're very influential, or hey, you know what, you're really great at bookkeeping or accounting, or very detail-oriented, okay? Other people in your life, if you can't see it within yourself, ask the people in your life and they'll give you valuable feedback and help you see what your value is. But you got to know what your value is. If you don't believe and know what your value is, then you can't give that to other people. So you got to first identify what makes you great, what makes you unique. You do not have to be like me. You do not have to be like Tony Robbins. I want you to be you and discover what your superpowers are and what you're good at and what your gifts are. I mean, for me, guys, when I was 17 years old, I had superpowers. I didn't even know it at the time, but I did. Okay, for me, I was shy, I was depressed. I had all those negative things going on for me, but I did have some superpowers, which was that I was great in front of the computer. I was good at typing. I was a really fast typer because I used to play all these video games all the time. I was great at games and solving things. And I wasn't good at school, the traditional education system, because everybody learns in different ways, right? There's different styles and different ways of learning. Some people more visual or auditory. I'm more kinesthetic. I learn by doing. I can't just sit there in a classroom and observe and learn. I thought based on the education system at the time that I wasn't smart, I wasn't gifted because I got horrible grades. I was not good at memorizing the information that the teachers gave me. I wasn't good at memorizing the information from a textbook. So I struggled in school. And unfortunately, the school system doesn't recognize there's different styles and ways of learning. And so some people, they feel insignificant. They feel like they're not smart enough or good enough because they're getting bad grades based on their ability to memorize things. And I think that in society, we got to acknowledge more what we are good at, because we all have something that we're great at, and it's acknowledging those gifts and those talents and those inborn abilities a lot more so we can leverage those and impact other people with that. Okay, so superpowers. Number 2. What is your niche? What is your niche? Every business is in a specific niche, a market, a demographic. Okay, you got to identify what that niche is. Now, another way of just kind of asking this is, what is your passion? What's your passion that you want to build your business around? Again, it could be anything. It could be video games. It could be on business, marketing, self-development, health, fitness. It could be yoga. It could be gardening. It could be cooking. It could be music. Okay, it could be anything. But whatever your passion is, you want to learn how to turn that into a business. And by building a business around your passion, you're going to enjoy the process. You're going to love the journey. You're going to be able to impact and serve people so much more. But you got to know what the niche is. For me, it's self-development. I love self-development, but that's a pretty broad niche. So for me, it's also goal setting is like a sub-niche from that. Health and fitness is a sub-niche from that. Business and marketing is a sub-niche. Even Amazon selling, affiliate marketing, publishing books on Amazon, those are all sub-niches. I'm involved in many different niches, but pick one. Pick one niche that you can build your business around. And again, something you love, you're passionate about. Now, there has to be a demand for it. There has to be people interested in that niche and looking for information on it, looking to buy products in that niche. There has to be potential for you to make money from that niche if you want to turn it into a business. But today on the internet, there's plenty of niches that are available for that. Now, the third question is, what is your nature? What is your nature? You got to know what your nature is. Now, let me explain. We all have a nature, something that becomes natural for us. Just like, for example, some of us were an introvert and some of us were more extroverted. Some can be ambidextrous, you can be a bit of both, but we're typically one or the other. Now, for me, I know by nature I'm more of an introvert, okay? For me, I prefer to be alone a lot. I think a lot about my life and things. I don't like to be around big groups of people. I like to have smaller friends and smaller groups. And when I do go out to parties or events, I kind of like to go home early. I'm not that person going to the after party and staying up all night as a very extroverted person, because for me, I recharge by being alone, by being more introverted. That builds up my energy. Now, it doesn't mean that I can't be extroverted, okay? I actually am extroverted as well, but what that means is it's just not my nature. It just takes more energy for me to be extroverted. Now, other people, by nature, they're more extroverted. They get energy by going out. Every day they got to be around their friends. They're always talking on the phone, talking to their coworkers. They're that person that they get energy by going out to the party, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and they're excited to go to the next party, and they're more extroverted because they get energy from that. And for them, they don't like to be alone as much. They like to always have people around. They like to have a lot of friends. Maybe they don't have as deep friendships and relationships with people that an introvert might have, but there's pros and cons to both. But my point is, we all have a certain nature that is most in alignment with us. Now, when it comes to business, there's three different natures, and you got to find out what your nature is. Now, I learned this from Tony Robbins. So one nature is the artist, okay, the artist or the skilled producer. This is someone that has a gift, a talent, something that they're passionate about, and they just want to do that. So that, for example, could be a professional athlete. Okay, they have a skill set and expertise, whether it's LeBron James or Steph Curry or Michael Jordan or Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Gretzky. These are people that were more of an artist. It could be a programmer. It could be an engineer. It could be a doctor. It could be a great accountant, a great bookkeeper. It could be a teacher. It could be a public speaker. It could be a great chef. It could be a yoga teacher, a personal trainer, okay? That's all the artist. Now, the artist is one nature. The next one is the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is the person that loves building a business. They are a visionary. They see things where they want to take something, and they can build a business and can take on the risk associated to start a business and start something from scratch and build up that business. Now, an entrepreneur is different than an artist in a way, because the artist gets an emotional attachment to their business. It's their baby. The entrepreneur does not have that emotional attachment. They can build a business and they can sell it, right? They don't get involved in the emotional attachment side of running a business. They're an entrepreneur. They're willing to take on the risk. They put all the pieces together. They have the vision. They take all the strategies and they build a successful business. That's like a Steve Jobs, a Bill Gates, an Elon Musk, Richard Branson. These are people that were the entrepreneurs. They're very entrepreneurial. Then the third nature is the manager leader. Okay, manager/leader. This is the person that loves building teams. They love to lead a group of people. They love to organize the business and manage all the different operations and components of it, and can motivate people and inspire them to take action within the company and help lead and grow the business in that way. So those are the three natures. Now, it's not that you can't do all three of them. In fact, when you're first starting a business, you're kind of forced to do all three. But for me, to give you an example, for me, my nature is not an entrepreneur, it's not the manager leader, but I'm an artist. I'm someone that I get the most fulfillment and joy and excitement doing what I'm doing right now, which is creating content, which is teaching, sharing things that I've learned, communicating and reaching and impacting other people. I've had to been forced to learn how to be an entrepreneur, but I know that that's not my nature. It's challenging. It's a struggle for me to be an entrepreneur. Same thing with being the manager leader. I can do it. I've done it. I've grown immensely and learned and evolved myself in those areas, but it's just not my nature. So a big part of business, guys, is identifying what your nature is and focusing on living that and leveraging that as much as you can. Not trying to be everything, but try to align with your nature. And again, it doesn't mean you can't learn extroverted skills, introverted skills, entrepreneurial skills, artist skills, or manager leadership skills. You can learn all of that. But again, to be the most fulfilled is finding what your nature is. Tony Robbins, what's his nature? Tony Robbins is one of the greatest public speakers of all time, one of the greatest salespeople of all time. His nature is the artist. In fact, he's built his business where Tony doesn't even have to run the business. He does not have to manage the team or anything like that. He gets to be in his role, living his passion every day, where he goes up on stage, but by the time he gets there to speak in front of an audience, his whole team has prepared the whole event for him and filled up the seats and marketed and promoted the whole seminar. He just gets to show up, get up on stage, deliver massive value for a few days, get back off stage, get to his private jet, fly to the next city and do the same thing. He's someone living in his nature. He had to learn the entrepreneurial skills, but he removed himself from that aspect of his business to live more in his nature every day. So what is your nature? What is your nature? Are you the artist? Are you the entrepreneur? Or are you the manager leader? Okay? You got to know what that is, because that is going to help you determine what business is the right fit for you. Now, I can say without a doubt right now, just so you guys know, because I've done this before and researched this and surveyed people and all this, 80% of you that are here, and 80% of people, by the way, that even start a business, they're the artist. Because why does someone start a business? Most often is because they have a passion, they're in really great shape, and they love fitness and health, and they start their business to now become a personal trainer. But they want to be a personal trainer and help people with that, but they're like, man, now I've got to learn all this business so I can get clients. So business and starting one and getting clients is more like a side thing that they're trying to do to actually live what their nature is, which is being an artist. You love yoga and you want to be a yoga teacher and help people with that, but man, you're not good at business and marketing, and you kind of have to learn all those skills so that you can get your message out there and help people. For me, I was a great coach. I was a dating coach and I wanted to help people with that. I didn't want to start a business. I just wanted to do what I loved, but I had to learn business and managing people and hiring people and all that stuff to support what my nature was. So most people, your nature is an artist. And that's the struggle. That's why a lot of entrepreneurs fail when they start a business, is because they don't realize what their nature is, and that they're going to have to learn these skills, or they partner and align themselves with people that have other complementary skills. Partner with someone that is the entrepreneur. Partner with someone that is the manager leader, so that you can be that artist and focus on that role. Here's another decision that you guys have to make, okay? Do you want to be the influencer or the expert of your business? Or do you want to be behind the scenes? Okay? Do you want to be the influencer or expert, or behind the scenes? Now, there's nothing wrong with being either of those, okay? But you do have to decide which one you want to be, okay? Now, if you want to be the influencer, if you want to be the expert, we live in that age. We live in the influencer age. There's a lot of advantages to that. I know for me, I enjoy that. I enjoy putting myself out there. I enjoy being in front of the camera. I enjoy building my brand and reaching people, and I meet people all the time and they want to take a photo with me, or they ask for my autograph, or they want to shake my hand or give me a hug, or they share with me how I've impacted their life, or I get to make that direct impact in that way. And for me, I know that that's what I love. I'm addicted to that. But not everybody wants to do that. Some of you might be watching this right now and you want to be that person behind the scenes. You don't want to put yourself out there. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the sooner that you know that, then the sooner that you know that you can then partner up with someone that is the influencer, that is the face, and you do what's behind the scenes. Now, most of you think that you have to be the influencer, you think that you have to be the expert, because that's all that you're seeing online. You're not seeing the people that are behind the scenes. Like, I've got a great team that supports what I do, but you guys don't see them, you don't really hear about them that much because they're behind the scenes. But a lot of my team, they're great at what they do. They're artists, they're manager leaders, and they support what I do, and they're fulfilled by that. They love what they're doing, and they don't care to have their name out there and their face out there and to do all of that. So I want you guys to look at things, even when I'm sharing with you guys here, through that different perspective, because a lot of people have the misconception that they have to put themselves out there when you don't. And an example of this is I've got a course that teaches people how to publish books on Amazon, okay? How to publish Kindle and paperback books. You don't have to be the author. You don't have to have your name out there. You don't even have to write and publish your own book. Instead, you could actually build a publishing company or an agency, and you work with other authors. You're behind the scenes. They put their name out there. They write the book. They're the center of attention. They're in the spotlight. And you're that behind the scenes person that makes all of that happen and work and publishes the book and takes care of all of that. And you work out a revenue share, or they pay you for your services and the time that you're doing, the marketing that you're doing for them. There's plenty of businesses that are just that. So don't think, if your nature is not that person that wants to put themselves out there, then don't do that. Be behind the scenes. Same thing with what I'm going to share with you guys today. Is don't think you have to be the expert, the YouTuber, the person putting on events and workshops and masterminds. You can partner up with other influencers, other experts, and you're behind the scenes, and you handle everything for them, and you manage that for them, and you market it for them, you handle those logistics, and you have a revenue split, or they pay you for what you're doing for them. That's another great way that you can earn income, that you can build a business. That's, for me in my business, like, hey, if you're watching this and you're more that behind the scenes person, like, hey, I would pay someone a lot of money to take over all the parts of my business that I don't have to do or focus on, so I can do more YouTube videos and live streams like this and courses and training programs and things I enjoy. I'd happily find someone and pay someone that could take and offload all the other things that I'm doing that are holding me back from what my true nature is. Same thing with my fiance Tatiana. She would happily pay someone that can handle all the Amazon side of her business and Shopify and inventory management and all those behind the scenes type stuff, so that she can be more in her nature to be the influencer and to create content and do what she enjoys. So there's tremendous value in that, right? There's tremendous value in you doing that. Even if you're learning affiliate marketing or any skills whatsoever, there's influencers that are looking for someone that is behind the scenes that can support them and help them with that. So I want you guys to understand that and have that different perspective. And I think it's just so invaluable. A lot of people don't talk about this enough. And people, they have a hard time finding which business is right for them instead of actually looking at their strengths and their superpowers and their niche and their passions and their nature. All of these are going to help you align with your business. And when you're aligned with the right opportunity, you're not pushing to make it happen. It doesn't take a lot of willpower and effort and stress and everything. You feel pulled towards it because it's in alignment with what your passion is. And that's when making money becomes a lot easier. That's when making money happens the fastest. That's when you're living your purpose in life. So I want you guys to dig on those questions. And I see all the comments in. I'm gonna answer the questions again that you guys have a little bit later on too. But I just want to read some of the comments right now and just some of your guys' thoughts on this. Great. Someone says, "Pay me, Stefan. I'll take care of your stuff." Great. That's exactly what I need. I'm always looking for hiring new people and getting that support ultimately so I can just be in my nature and do what I love. So someone says, "My nature, I'm more behind the scene guy. I want to challenge myself every day and learn to express myself in front of the camera. That's really fun and exciting. Used to be afraid of cameras. Me too. I used to be terrified of putting myself out there in front of the camera. And the way you overcome that is by doing it, right? To act in spite of fear. And by putting yourself out there, you grow immensely. I mean, if you go back and look at my older videos, you can see my progress that I've made, and I've just gotten more and more confident and comfortable in front of the camera. But even to this day, there's still anxiety that comes up, and I'm not perfect or anything like that, and you don't need to be. See, I want you guys to understand that authenticity is 1,000 times more powerful and impressive than perfection. In fact, by you actually trying to be too perfect or polished, people don't trust you, because deep down inside, they know that perfection does not exist. And so if right now I was a perfect communicator, a perfect speaker, I knew everything there is to know, there would be a part of you that'd be watching this right now and be like, what is he really like? What is he really like behind the scenes? Or is this really real? Is that even, it seems too good to be true, or whatever it is. And that actually makes people not like you. They don't trust you as much when you're like that, because you're not like them. They can't connect with that. And so for me, when I communicate, I'm just me. And I stumble all the time. I say I sometimes forget what I was talking about or saying, and that's okay. That actually helps you, because you're more relatable and people can connect with that. And you're not too far up on a pedestal where they can't connect with you. You're more just like them. And so authenticity, vulnerability, that's the biggest advantage that you have. That's a superpower. Okay, that's a superpower. If you actually are the expert or the guru, people can't connect and relate with that. Sometimes with Tony Robbins, I'm not sure if you guys can relate to this, is sometimes he's so far up here, right? He's Tony Robbins. He's the #1 life coach and working with presidents and professional athletes and celebrities. And sometimes it's like he's way too out of your reality. And I know for myself, I couldn't really connect with that at times. And so I'd look for some mentors or people that were just a little bit further ahead than me. You know, like that's why a lot of people I think they connect and resonate with my message, which is similar to Tony Robbins, but I'm more relatable in some cases, more kind of like a human person. Tony Robbins is kind of like a superhuman entity, right? Like I think he might be an alien or something, but they can connect with me a little bit more because I'm just further ahead than you guys are. You know, I'm not that big celebrity type person that Tony is. I know when it came to health and fitness, I was a very skinny guy and I wanted to put on some more muscle mass. And I loved Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he was just too unattainable for me. So I connected more with fitness models and guys that just had 10 or 20 or 30 pounds more muscle than I had because that was more relatable for me. So the great thing about this industry is you don't have to be number one. You don't have to be the guru or the expert. You have to be relatable. Right? You have to be someone that others can connect with. And so that was one thing that I know that helped me a lot in realizing that is that there's a niche for everybody and everyone's going to connect with someone totally different. Some people don't like Tony Robbins. They prefer Brian Tracy. He's more relaxed and speaks a lot slower. Tony Robbins speaks very fast. He's very animated and expressive, and some people don't connect with that. So there's someone for everybody. Okay, that's the great thing about this business. Now, let's move on to the next segment of what I want to share with you guys, which is every business consists of a funnel. Okay, a funnel. So I want to break this down how a knowledge business looks. I'll share with you guys how my knowledge business looks and how it works essentially. So okay. So this is your business, okay, this funnel. People discover your funnel, first of all, from other places online. You got to market and attract people to you, which really what marketing is getting people to want to do business with you. That's how I define it. But people find you from places online. So there's YouTube, there's blogs, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's Google, there's podcasting. Okay, there's many different ways out there online. And essentially what you're trying to do in your business is you're trying to attract people to you to come into your funnel. Okay, so you're trying to do marketing and attract people into your funnel. They come in from all those different places. Okay, now to get people into your funnel, often what you want to do is offer something for free. So that's a free ebook, a free video program, a free training, a free resource guide, a free cheat sheet, a free checklist, something that is free that has a high perceived value that people enter into your funnel with. Now, all of you right now, you guys are in my funnel, okay? Because you guys, to watch this training, you came to a page, you put in your name and email address, right? And that's a way that I attracted you from YouTube or wherever else, however you found this training right here. I brought you into my funnel, you put in your name and email, and now you guys are receiving benefit and value from me. I'm sharing knowledge, I'm sharing things that have helped me, and that's why you guys are here. So the ways that you bring them into the funnel is offer something free, and that could be through email, to get people on your email list, or it could be a Facebook Messenger bot. Many of you guys are on my Messenger bot, right? But the key is you want to have a way that you can communicate with people to build a relationship with them, because relationship marketing is the most valuable type of marketing. People do business with those that they like, know, and trust. And so when you build a relationship with people, which is something that really only happens over time, when you build that with people, then they're going to want to do business with you. You're not going to have to sell them or close them. They're going to naturally want to do that with you. Now, once people are into your funnel, okay, you want to offer them different products, different services. Now, there's different tiers, there's different levels. The first one would be a low ticket offer. Okay, a low ticket offer. This is something that you would sell that'd be anywhere from $1 to $50. And don't get too concerned with the amounts. This is just kind of a general guideline for you guys. Don't worry about the technicality of everything just yet. But a low ticket offer is what you'd offer to someone at the beginning because they don't quite know you yet. There's not a big enough relationship established. So you'd offer something that is more inexpensive, something low ticket. What are the things that you could offer that are lower ticket products? Well, that could be books, right? You could publish books on Amazon, on Kindle, paperback books, okay? So that's anywhere from maybe a couple dollars to $10 to $20 to $30. Okay, so you could offer books. You could have an app, like some sort of mobile app. You could offer, what else? What else could you offer? It could be like a very inexpensive course maybe, like a mini course or training. It could be a physical product. Okay, so this is a product that you could sell on Amazon or Shopify, right? It could be even affiliate marketing. You don't even have to have your own product. You could promote someone else's product. So you could be an affiliate for someone else, and any product, again, that's anywhere from $1 to $50, that would be the type of product that it could be, okay? Now, that's low ticket. Now, the next level is a medium ticket offer. I would say this is anywhere from $50 to $300. Okay, so it's a bit more money, okay, but it does require, in a lot of cases, a bit more trust or relationship for someone to spend that. Not always, okay, and you don't necessarily have to have all of these in place, and I'm going to share that with you kind of an easier, better way that you can do this, but typically a business might have something that is more of an upsell. So this might be to get someone in the door, and sometimes your low ticket offer, it's not even to make money, because the thing with a low ticket offer is that in order for you to make $1 million, you got to sell hundreds of thousands or millions products that are $1 to $50. So you really have to sell a lot to really make a 7-figure income from that. And so that's why it's valuable to have an upsell, to have a medium ticket offer. So if someone buys your book and then you upsell them to a product that is $50 to $300. It's more valuable, it's more in-depth, it is complementary to what you might already be selling them. Or you could be an affiliate, promote someone else's product, okay? If you have a physical product, let's say that you've got a yoga mat that you're selling for $30 on Amazon, you could have an upsell, and in your backend on your email list, you could offer a yoga training course, right? Or something that might be $50 to $300 there. So this is typically more, it could still be physical products, but it could be courses more at this price point, right? Like video training or membership sites. Now, the next piece after that a business should have is what is known as a high ticket offer. And this would be anything, then I'm gonna say anything from $300 to $1,000, okay? So now, as you can tell, as we're going through the funnel, okay, there's additional products and services. These are more introductory, low ticket offers, but the price point is getting higher and higher. And it's getting narrower and narrower, okay, through the funnel, because not everyone is gonna go from here to here to here to here to here. Those numbers become a lot smaller. But here in the back end with the high ticket offer, that's where you make the most money. Okay, you can charge more money. You've built a relationship with people at this point, so you can charge a lot more money from that. So this could be courses, this could be coaching, it could be little events or workshops or seminars, group coaching. It could be a variety of different things. The last one that I'd say would be what I call an extremely high ticket offer, and that'd be anything over $1,000. Okay, anything over $1,000. Now, typically what you'd offer here would be masterminds, seminars, coaching, okay? It could be group coaching, but really what is offered here is more personalization, okay? More done for you type services, or working with someone one-on-one, or more of an intimate setting. People will spend more money for this. And don't get me wrong, there's a market of people that want low ticket offers. Okay, this is more like an impulse buy. It doesn't, it's a lot easier to sell something like this, but by not providing more for people, more ways to help them get the results, more ways for them to grow, to evolve, to achieve what they want, by not providing that, you're doing them a disservice. Now, here is where you make the most money. Okay? In some cases, you run ads. Like one way you can bring people in your funnel is known as PPC, right? PPC is pay-per-click advertising. So that's running ads on Facebook or YouTube ads or Instagram ads. Now that costs money. Some cases you might break even or even lose money here, okay, in the front-end offer. That's called a loss leader, where you might be spending quite a bit of money here on ads and you actually lose some money here, but that's okay. You might be willing to do that because you can make money here on the back end. For example, Amazon's business is all based on the long-term relationship and the back end that they have in place. Amazon loses money on every Kindle e-reader that they sell. So you know the Kindle e-reader where you download books from, they lose money off of every one of those sales. But they're okay with that because they know that once someone has a Kindle e-reader, they'll make money on the back end through all the other books and products and things that people will buy using Amazon.com. So that's kind of how you have to think sometimes in a business. And your business can consist of multiple different offers, but it should lead more into a high ticket offer, okay? By you offering your time, which is the most valuable asset that you have. These things you can offer books and physical products and more passive income streams, okay? Does that make sense? Now, let me kind of share with you guys how I built my business and what I did. So I mentioned to you guys a little bit earlier in my story how I started off doing some coaching, dating coaching, and seminars. And the way that I did that at the time was I put on a free seminar. It was actually called Dating Mastery Seminars. I put it on every 2 weeks. And I would book the room for it. I did it at the YMCA, downtown Vancouver. And I would try to promote these seminars as much as I could. What I did every day, guys, I was posting on Craigslist, right? So I'd kind of funnel people to this free lead magnet to kind of get them in my funnel, right? So I did it from Craigslist. I did meetup.com. I would message people on Meetup, trying to invite them to my seminar. Like I was that's kind of the challenge of a local business is you're limited in your market. So I had to message people on Meetup and other events to try to get them to come out to my free seminar and everything. I used to put out flyers. I remember, me and my friend, we would go drive to the universities and he'd pull up his car outside some of the buildings in the university and I'd run inside and put up flyers in they had different boards and everything that I put up flyers for our free seminars. I used to go in downtown and put up flyers around lampposts to hope that someone would, pull a little, it was one of those flyers that you can kind of rip the website and the phone number and everything from it, the email address, and they could rip it and take it and try to discover our seminars that way. So I did the old school marketing approach back then, but the whole purpose was to bring them to a seminar, to add value to them, okay, to try to add value to them as much as I could. And then kind of similar to what I'm doing right now with you guys, add value for free. And if they receive benefit and value, then I'd offer to them my high ticket event. Now, this was called a Transformations Boot Camp, and I sold it anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. Okay? So it was right from here, the free event that I put on, okay? Adding value, building a relationship here. And then again, for those that are interested, you want to work with me, you're looking for some coaching, you want to come out to an event, I can help you get out there and overcome your fears and approach the opposite sex and develop your confidence. Then here's the boot camp, here's how much it costs, and then I'd have people sign up for it. Now, the challenges of what I faced from doing this model, and by the way, this is right from free, okay, free to high ticket, extremely high ticket. Now, the benefit of doing it this way, just so you guys know, and not having to do everything here, I want you guys to know this is the big picture. This is what you should strive for. But if I was starting over again, remember how I mentioned if I was starting over again, this is what I would do? I would go right from here to here, okay? And I'm sharing with you guys how I did it, but I could have done a much better job of that. The reason is you don't need many sales here to make a lot of money. So for me, when I was 21, 22, 23, 24 years old, all I needed, I mean, I was living a frugal lifestyle, but all I needed was 2 or 3 or 4 sales per month and I was good. And that wasn't that much for me. And by actually just doing that, putting on the free seminar, and I'll share with you guys how to do that today in a better way, but by just doing that and selling $1,000, $2,000 boot camp, again, I just needed a few sales. With this, the low ticket, you need a lot of sales. And the reality of creating these passive income streams, which is smart, we should definitely do this. My business would not be able to scale to this level if I didn't have my books and courses and programs and all the systems in place that bring in passive income. But the thing is that this takes time. Okay, this takes time to build because you're planting seeds that you're not going to benefit from for maybe months or years down the road. So you're putting in time with no immediate return. But when you're doing coaching or putting on a mastermind event or workshop, you're getting paid immediately from that. Okay, it's an immediate source of income. And so what I did was I did this. I'd make a couple $1,000s a month. It was a struggle. It was a little bit challenging, but that allowed me to pay my bills. And I was then able to focus full time on building my online business. And while doing this, I was developing my speaking skills, my communication skills, my coaching skills. I was developing my superpowers that then would support me to be able to do all the other things that I do, to build out the rest of my funnel. Okay? So this is more of an immediate way that you could start making money from. Where you are right now, you can either plug this into a business that you already have, which is great, or if you're starting from scratch, you could start doing this right now and start offering coaching or events or whatever it might be. Now, here's the better way of doing this. And this is what I do today and what I would do again if I was starting over again. The challenge that I faced here was that I was targeting a local market. I was limited just targeting people in Vancouver. And I was learning online marketing at that time. And I was just trying to learn as much as I could. But now we don't need to limit ourselves to just a local city of where you live. Now you can go global. Now you can get followers and people from all over the world, and you can do virtual events. You don't have to do in-person events like I did. You don't have to do in-person coaching like I did. You can do it all virtually now. Okay, that wasn't really available to the extent of what it's available like now today. So what I do today would be this. I would do a free webinar or content. It could even be a live stream like this, okay? But some sort of event, okay? Or it could be content. It could be content out there on YouTube, on a blog, on a podcast, on social media, because what content is doing is you're providing value to people and you're building that relationship. You guys are here right now, I'm sure, because you received benefit and value from me. You came to my YouTube channel, you received great benefit from it, and that's why you're here. And that's what content does, is when you provide value to people like that, it's called VAM, value added marketing. You provide value to people, they're going to naturally want more from you. They're going to naturally want to find out what else do you have to offer, okay? So a webinar is like a live cast, kind of like this, or it could be a PowerPoint slide presentation, but you're providing value during that, okay? And it's all online. You don't have to rent a room or things like that I had to do back then. You don't have to post on Craigslist and do meetups and put out flyers and whatnot. You're gonna leverage online marketing. So you're gonna leverage all the different things that I mentioned before that you can use. Again, it could be YouTube, it could be Facebook, it could be ads, PPC, etc. But the great thing is you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of traffic because you don't need a lot of sales because you're selling high ticket. You just need people that are really qualified. Now, instead of just sending people right from the seminar to the boot camp, instead what I would do is, and this is what I do today, I would have an application process, okay? So you do a seminar, or you can just put out in content on YouTube or a webinar or whatever it is, and you would offer something high ticket. Okay, so you'd mention what that is. For me, for example, today, it's my online business It's my online business mastery mastermind. Okay, this is a 2-day event that I do, which is only for a small group of people, usually 10 to 15 people that I take on, and they pay $5,000 to come, $5,000 and up to be a part of it. And it's an in-person event, but it doesn't have to be in person. You can do virtual as well. And it's a place for me to work with and coach and help people build their business. But the great thing about it is it's a mastermind of other people too, so we all help each other. So a mastermind is, I don't have to always teach everything, but there's other valuable people there in the room, and each person gets to be on a hot seat and ask for feedback from the group, and we all help and support each other to build that person's business. It's kind of like having your own personal board of directors of people that are helping and coaching and supporting you. And then you're also part of a group that you meet up with once a week after the event, and you help and support each other. You get on Google Hangouts or Zoom calls or Skype calls, and it's a long-term relationship where you're helping each other build your business over a period of time. So that's what I offer on my high-ticket back end. And again, that's a $5,000 event. So for me, I do this in a weekend, and I usually make about $60,000 in a weekend. Okay, and I know that's, for some of you that's like, man, that's what I make right now in my current job. But, I didn't start this way. Like I said, I started back doing little seminars and, I was kind of struggling and everything. And I built myself up to be in the position where I am now, where I can charge more money for my time, my services, my coaching. There's a higher demand for it and everything too. So there's potential. I mean, if you look at Tony Robbins, he's got his Platinum Partners Mastermind, and people spend $85,000 a year to be a part of that. Dean Graziosi, who's a friend of mine, I did an interview with him, I'll share soon, he does a $100,000 mastermind. Tony and Dean Graziosi, right now they're starting something called a $250,000 mastermind. Now, sometimes when numbers get thrown out there, I already know, I can read your mind, there's some limiting beliefs that come up. You got to be careful with this, okay? Because this is something that I've noticed within myself years ago that was holding me back. Some of you right now might be thinking, well, Stefan, I would never pay $5,000 to go to an event. I would never pay $10,000 or to go to, Tony Robbins seminars, like his Business Mastery seminar is $10,000. I've been to it. His Date with Destiny seminar is $5,000. Some of you might be thinking, well, I would never pay that. But here's the challenge. If you've never paid that or you're not willing to, then how do you expect for you to be able to sell and influence someone else to make that sort of investment in themselves if you've never done that? So be careful not to assume that just because you wouldn't pay that other people won't. Are there people out there that will spend $300,000 on a car? Yes. People will spend $300K on a Lamborghini Aventador. Other people, they'll spend $30,000 on a car, and they'll look up to those people and say they're crazy. Are there people that will spend $2,000 on a Louis Vuitton purse? Yes. And there's other people that say that, I'd never spend that money on a purse. I'm happy with my $100 purse. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But be careful getting to the mindset of thinking that nobody would spend that amount, this type of money for help. If you have something that you can solve for other people, they'll pay for it. Okay? The more that you can help them, the more that they'll pay, the more value that you can provide for them. I know for me, for some of the problems and challenges that I face in my life around building my business or marketing or whatever it might be, I'm willing to pay people tens of thousands of dollars if they can solve those problems for me. And that's what I want you to understand, is that your job is to solve people's problems at a profit. That's what an entrepreneur is. So be careful just kind of wrapping your mind around that. I remember for me, I was in that mentality as well because I was a freebie seeker my whole life. I was always looking for ways to get things cheap or not paying any money at all. And I was wondering why I was struggling. And it was, again, going back to the example that I shared with you guys earlier, is that the more you pay, the more you pay attention. I realized I wasn't valuing things as much until I paid money for it. And I found that the more that I pay, the more likely I am to take action and apply it and get the benefits that is able to provide and be able to help me with. And what helped me a lot, I remember having fear and anxiety around buying a course that was $1,000. Like I remember the fear. I know some of you guys have done that and others haven't. And I know the fear that you guys have gone through with that. Is it going to be worth it? Is it going to be a scam? Is this going to work for me or not? Is this the right fit? All of those things I've gone through. And by conquering that and actually investing in it and buying that course, and again, I've invested $10,000 seminars and masterminds and coaches, and I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars since. But because I invested in it and I overcame that fear, I got the benefits, the results from that, which was way different than any other results I ever got from anything free. It shifted my whole thinking mentality in the value of investing in things and the return that you can get from it, that by doing that, it helped me to be able to then sell a $1,000 product to someone else because I can relate to what they were going through. I can relate to the fear and the anxiety and the doubt and the skepticism because I've been through that and I overcame it and I got the benefits, and that helps me be able to influence and help other people to show them the benefits and sell my $1,000 program or my $5,000 program or whatever it is. That's how the process works, okay? So it's gonna be hard for you to sell something high ticket if you've never bought something high ticket. Okay? Because you don't understand the value of it yet. You know, you have to invest in yourself. When you invest in yourself as a consumer, you're going to be able to influence and sell other people that much more. But if you're in the freebie mentality, then you're going to attract people in the freebie mentality. They're not going to pay anything because you're not paying anything in your life. You're not investing in yourself. Why are they going to invest in your company, your products, your services, your masterminds or coaching or whatever it is, right? Like I believe, you know, I'm a coach. I believe to be a coach, you should believe in coaching so much that you have people that are coaching you, right? So I have many coaches in my life for my business, for my relationship, for my health. I have a personal trainer. I have coaches because I believe in coaching. I don't just talk it, I live it, right? So you got to be congruent with that. The congruency is going to allow you to influence other people that much more. Some of you, you're not willing to invest this amount in yourself. And again, I got nothing to sell you guys here today. This is already sold out. You can't sign up for my mastermind right now. But my point is, by you doing that, you become so much more powerful in influencing and selling other people. And you learn by going through that process so much more. So for me, I can speak it because I'm investing in myself and I know the benefit. Most of you, you've never invested $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 yourself. You don't know the benefit and had your life changed by that. And that's why you're on the other side thinking I would never do that. But if you knew the return that you got, like I could share with you guys, I made a $1,000 investment in myself and it helped me make $500,000 in my business. Well, I know that benefit, so I have no problem sharing with people that benefit. But if you've never had that, it's hard for you to maybe wrap your mind around that, I guess. So I want you to just kind of understand it's the psychology, the mindset that gets in the way. I can share with you guys a model that works. The only thing that will stop you is up here, your limiting beliefs, your self-imposed limitations of why it won't work or whatever story you have. Whatever story you have is what's keeping you stuck, okay? And we have to conquer those stories. And trust me, I've got stories in my life and my business that I'm always conquering and trying to overcome, whether it's around hiring in my business or investing more in different parts of my business or myself. But when I conquer it, it makes me that much more powerful as a leader to help and inspire and share that with other people as well. So anyways, my point was having an application process here. By doing this, you qualify people to help determine whether or not they're the right fit. So when I offer, and I'll mention like my event that I have, it's not for everybody. Okay, my coaching, my event, it's not for everybody. It's for those that are the right fit. So I have an application process that helps learn more about the person. So instead of just kind of sending people right to it, they fill out an application. You ask questions about them. What are your goals? What are you hoping to get from my mastermind, from my coaching? What do you want to get from me? What are your biggest challenges and problems right now? Where are you right now? Because you want to find out where they want to go and where they are right now and what's stopping them so that you can close the gap. That's what people are paying for. Okay, that's why you're here right now. You know where you want to go. This is where you are right now. You want to close the gap. You want to pay someone money to accelerate that learning curve. You want to, if it took me 10 years, I can share with you how to get there in a year, right? That's what I'm always trying to do, is from learning from other people and investing so that I can shorten the learning curve. So the application process helps you identify if they're the right fit. Helps identify if they're going to be committed. Are they going to do the work? Are they going to have the right attitude? Are they going to be open-minded, okay? And by having an application process, you're qualifying people, and you want to be honest about whether or not they are a good fit and whether or not they aren't. Like for me, I turn people down if they're not a good fit. I'm just honest. I said, listen, I don't feel that we're a great fit. You're looking for something that I can't provide for you. Other people, they're looking for, hey, you know what? I want to do what you're doing. I want to do affiliate marketing. I want to build an audience. I want to build my brand. I want to sell on Amazon. I want to do this or that. And I'll say, great, I can help you with that. I can see exactly how I can help them. And then from that process, I then share with them the information about it and accept them into the mastermind. Sometimes with this, I get on the phone with them because when you're selling something higher ticket, you want to get on the phone, or you might be a little bit more actually spending time to talk to the person. But again, the great thing is about this is you don't need many sales. You just need a few signups, right? So for me, this is a 6-figure part of my business every year. And it's also the most fulfilling part of what I do. It's the most gratifying part of what I do. It's just a different feeling that you get when you're impacting someone's life in a more intimate way than you are just by selling widgets on Amazon. It's a different feeling that you get. And that's why for me, this is the favorite thing that I do by putting on masterminds and doing some coaching and whatnot and building that community. It's the most powerful thing that I do. And it's one of the easiest ways that you guys can plug in right now to your existing business or to start over again, right? To start providing a service maybe, or it could be an event, or it could be a mastermind. It could be online. It could be whatever you want. But going more into the high ticket, from my experience, that's what I would do all over again. That's how I'd start. And I would use this to provide for myself and make a high amount of money, high amount of income, while also then simultaneously then working on the rest of my funnel. Make sense? Now, another thing I'm going to mention too, you attract a different quality of people. So what I find at the free information, the low ticket, you typically get people that are more dabblers, people that don't take it seriously, they don't commit themselves, they don't take action with it, they complain a lot more. What I've found is that the more people you get high ticket, and especially when you have them fill out an application and you qualify them a bit, you get higher quality customers. You get the raving fans. You get the people that are a lot easier to work with, that are a lot more enjoyable to work with as well. They're actually going to do the work, right? They're going to be much more likely to get results, again, because the more that they pay, the more invested they are. They have skin in the game. So that's the process, and that's what I would do if I was starting all over again. Now, I've kind of given you guys a lot. I've shared with you guys my story. I've shared a lot with you guys, and I know many of you guys have questions and things that you want to know about what I've shared thus far. But let me share with you guys, how about I do the announcement right now? So I mentioned my partnership with Tony Robbins, and I want to share with you guys what this is about, how you guys can get involved with it, if this is relevant for you, something that you guys can get involved with too. I got this box here from Tony. Let me grab it. So they sent me this box, okay, and I kind of mentioned before that I'm partnering up with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi and Russell Brunson to make self-education the new norm. So let me share what's inside this box and more information about this. If you guys are a Tony Robbins fan, you guys will love this. And again, I've shared with you guys before my story about how Tony has impacted my life, and I got invited for this 2 months ago. They reached out to me. It's one of the most amazing things that it's just something that I've been so excited for. I've actually been holding back sharing this over the last 2 months, and I've been working every day, nonstop, no days off, preparing for this, because it's just such a great opportunity. When someone's made that impact in your life, and then they see the value that you can provide for them, and I've always tried to provide as much value as I can to Tony and my mentors, and I knew that by doing that, it would lead to that opportunity of having a chance to work with them one day. I remember 2 years ago or so, I was at the National Achievers Congress in Seattle, Washington. I was in the front row, and Tony recognized me. He was speaking in front of thousands of people that were there, and he recognized me because a lot of my YouTube videos and everything, I promote and share Tony Robbins. If you go to google.com, you type in Unleash the Power Within, Date with Destiny, on the first page of Google, I got articles on my blog. And every time I go to his Unleash the Power Within seminar or any of his seminars, I've sent so many people to his events that people come up to me and they say, hey, I'm here because of you. I read your article, I watched your videos. I've sent like thousands of people to his seminars now. So it's really cool because Tony recognized me in the audience, and he came up to me after the event, and everyone is like clapping and everything, and he comes up to me and he talked to me in my ears to reach out to him and everything too. And I remember that it just meant so much to me, and that I was doing something right. You know, I provided so much value to that other person that they start to notice that, and that leads to that opportunity of working with that person that way. And that's kind of partly how this all came about as well. So, okay, what's inside this box? Well, I'm going to share what's inside here. So, I got a note here. Let me actually pull over the stool. Okay. So I got a note here from Tony, Dean, and Russell. Stefan, first and foremost, we want to thank you for joining our mission to help make self-education the new norm. We're so excited that you hopped on board of this soon-to-be world-changing launch of our first ever course, teaching people how to extract their expertise and profit and impact more people from it. We're currently in the final stages of creating everything, and it's going to be happening soon in April. Stay tuned, and we're going to send more your way. So it's a nice little invitation note that they sent. And their whole mission, guys, is to make self-education the new norm. Tony, right now, he's been focused now, the next stage of his life, on disrupting the education industry. He's kind of been doing that with the financial industry. You know, he released his book, Money Master the Game and Unshakable, to help educate people and show what was really going on with the financial industry and to help people take control of that. And one thing that Tony wants to do now at this stage of his life is to leave that legacy and disrupt the education market, because Tony Robbins is who he is today because of his self-education. He doesn't have a traditional education. He became who he is today by learning from others, by modeling their success, by extracting their knowledge, by going to seminars, by reading books, by being a part of masterminds. That's been his path towards becoming who he is. And that's been my path as well. That's been the path of Dean Graziosi, Russell Brunson, and more people. And really the mission is to make that the new norm. Because the internet has changed things, right? I mean, our parents and grandparents didn't have access to the internet. So they didn't have at their fingertips the ability just to go to Google and search, or go to YouTube and search and get the answers right then and there. And the education system is kind of slow to adapt and evolve. It's kind of stagnant. And it's kind of holding people back from educating. I mean, look at kids today and how they're growing and evolving just because of the internet alone. I mean, right now today we have more access to information than Bill Clinton did back 20 or so years ago. And so it's really changed and evolved a lot, and it's becoming more normal for people now to be able to invest in themselves and educate themselves in this way. And I remember for me when I was investing in courses and things like that online, or coaches even, it was like, you know, it was like, can I trust this person? You know, can I buy this? I remember, you know, even before that, like buying anything online, just using your credit card to purchase something, there's a lot of skepticism and fear. And now today, online sales is greater than retail sales, offline sales. So the world is changing a lot in that way. Okay, so anyways, I got a t-shirt here. Got Mastermind. So mastermind.com is the big brand that they're building right now, okay? This is something called a knowledge broker. So they bought that domain name, and really what they're trying to do is help people create their own masterminds, help people share their knowledge, which again is what Tony has done his whole career. Got a mug here. And I got a journal here as well, okay? So this is pretty exciting, guys. I'm super excited. Now, I'll share with you guys some details and a link that you guys can go to. There's nothing for sale yet, but this is the first product that Tony Robbins is launching in 12 years that's essentially teaching you how to do what he does, how to build your own knowledge business. I've shared with you guys how I built my business and how I've added masterminds and my story, my journey. Tony wants to do the same. He wants to help you do the same. So if you're here and you resonate with this, then this is going to be a great opportunity for you. And that's why he partnered up with Dean Graziosi, Russell Brunson. And the product's not available yet. Okay, I'll share with you the details of that if you are interested in it. And again, I'll answer the questions I can about it. But here's a link that you guys can go to. We'll add it to the live chat here if you're here. But if you go to www.project www.projectlifemastery.com/KBB, okay? Projectlifemastery.com/KBB. We'll throw it in the chat for you guys. We'll put it below this video as well. Head on over there, okay? That's where you can learn more about this new launch, this big product, and what Tony, Dean, Russell, and myself, what we're up to. Tony's actually going to be doing a live training on April 30th. Okay, so again, there's nothing, I wish I could sell it to you guys now. I wish you guys could buy it right now, but it's not available, okay? All I want to share with you guys right now is this live training with you guys, with Tony and all that, and they're going to share more about this for you guys. So if you head on over there, register for their upcoming training. They're already going to be putting out a lot of value videos as well up until that point. So if you register for it, you'll get emails and they'll send you more information about that. But April 30th, guys, is when it becomes available and live. Now, the name of the course that they've created is called this. It's called the Knowledge Business Blueprint, okay? So this is a course that they put together that teaches you, again, how to extract your knowledge, your expertise, and turn it into a highly profitable business. Putting on masterminds, they're either in-person, workshops, or they're online. Virtual workshops and masterminds, okay? What I've been investing in doing for myself that are high ticket and how you can do the same. Now, the great thing about this too is that you don't have to be the expert, like I said. You could be that person behind the scenes. You could be the facilitator. So how Tony Robbins actually built his career was he was what is called a knowledge broker. He actually was promoting Jim Rohn. So Jim Rohn, his mentor, Tony did free seminars, okay? And he brought people in and he would sell them on Jim Rohn's seminar. And Tony did that eventually for Harvey Diamond, who was the author of the books Fit for Life, and he did that for a few other people as well. He was not the expert. He was just selling and promoting other people's events. And then eventually Tony became great at speaking and coaching and all that he did, that he realized that he could do that for himself. So he started putting on his own seminars, his own events, and that's how he built his career. So in a way, like, it's kind of cool. I've built my career in a similar way as Tony, but he wasn't that expert at the beginning, right? It took him time to become that expert before he started selling and promoting his own events. And so you don't necessarily, again, even have to do your own. You can put them on for other people. There's other influencers out there that are looking for someone like you, that if you learn how to facilitate a mastermind, either in person or online, you can help them and do a revenue share with that, or they pay you for your time to put that on for them. Because I know for myself, I know for influencers, and there's plenty of them out there because we're in the influencer age. There's so many that are out there that have a big following, but they're not offering anything high ticket like this. And that's the opportunity for you, if you're more behind the scenes, is that you can handle this for them, and that's what their course is going to teach you how to do. So I've actually been going through their course. I got access to it. Me and a few other people got access to it before anyone else, and it is amazing, guys. I'll share with you guys more information about it. I might even do like a video sharing what's inside the course, but it's one of the best courses I've ever been through, being fully honest with you guys. The content is some of the best content that I've ever seen. I've actually already applied some of the course, and it's helped my business make an additional $25,000 just by selling my high-ticket masterminds. And I know it's going to bring in an additional 6 figures because Dean Graziosi and Tony, they have a much better process of doing it than what I just shared here. This is what I've been doing, and there's even better ways of doing it that they share, which is really cool. They also developed a software. A software is called Mind Mint. And they invested $500,000 to create this software that does a lot of this stuff for you, that helps to put together everything for you. And they handle they're going to show you how to do the logistics, how to market, how to build your brand, how to bring people in, how to qualify people. All of that is inside the course. One thing that I love about the course too is how they've set it up. Like, it's one of the best courses I've been through because they made it like a gamified course. So I'm not sure if you guys have been through a lot of courses and training programs like I have, but one thing I love about it is when you join the course, the members area, you win different achievements. Okay, so the first one when you join the course is you get the action taker badge. You get these little badges and achievements as you go through the course. And there's a section of the course where you can see all of your achievements, and it becomes a game where you want to complete the course and win all these different badges and achievements, which makes it a lot more enjoyable and fun to learn in this way. Also, what they've done is that they have different modules, and once you complete the module, you have to take a quiz. And the quiz is testing you on what you've learned in that module. And when you pass the quiz, you unlock bonus trainings and content from Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi and Russell Brunson. So what they've done with the course has really set a new standard for online courses and training programs and education, which is pretty amazing. And then they're also putting together masterminds too. So there's a chance where you can mastermind with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi and Russell Brunson and all that too, which is pretty amazing. But they're trying to help people in this way to become that expert, or again, to be that knowledge broker and help other people to build their business that way. So again, head on over to this page, guys, register for their upcoming live training. They're gonna share all the details and reveal everything for you guys about this incredible opportunity and how it can help you make more money, make that impact, and do what you love. I know many of you guys might ask, what's the price of the course? I have an idea of what it might be, but I don't know for sure, and they actually asked me not to share the price. And I'm not saying that to be evasive, I'm just saying that to be respectful of them, because they're still kind of finalizing that right now. And I don't want to say a price and it ends up being different than what I tell you guys that it is. But I would pay $5,000 to $10,000 for it, and it's not going to be at that price. It's going to be a lot less than that, just to give you guys an idea. Or at least I think. They could charge $5,000 or $10,000 for it, and again, I would pay for it, but I'm like 95% sure it's going to be a lot less than that. And I do know that it's only going to be available for a limited time, so they're launching it, and they'll have a limited time offer. So it might be $5,000 or $10,000, but they're offering it for like a discounted price for a small period of time. And they're offering some pretty amazing bonuses for it too, which I'm incredibly excited about. I can't share what those are yet. April 30th is when you'll find out about those. And because I'm a partner with them too, and I'm helped share and promote this as well, I've been putting together an amazing bonus offer that is going to blow you guys away. So not only is their training and all their bonuses and what they're doing amazing, but I've been thinking over the last 2 months and preparing for this to put together some incredible bonuses that if you guys are interested in this, it's for me, my way that I can also help you when you join their program, my bonuses and my expertise and my experiences and how I can complement what they're doing to help you go through that training and get even better results from it. So I put together a bonus offer which is going to blow you guys away. It's the best bonus offer I've ever put together. I've been creating new trainings for this. I've been putting together some incredible things. There's so much that I can share with you guys on it, but I'll have to share that with you guys. I'm still kind of finalizing everything for it, but that will be available again for those that are interested in this. So I understand it's not for everybody, but for those that are interested in this, you want to learn from the best in the world, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Russell Brunson, including myself, this is an incredible opportunity and I'm excited for it. It's been impacting my life, my business already. Anything that Tony Robbins puts out there, I buy. Like I said, I've been to his Unleash the Power Within seminar 7 times, Date with Destiny twice, Leadership Academy, everything. He's the only person I've been through his trainings like more than 3 times. Like all of his audio programs, I've been through at least 10 plus times. All of his books, I've read at least 3 times. And so if you're a Tony fan, it's a no-brainer. Anything that he's put out there, if you receive benefit from him, you know it's going to be life-changing and incredible as well. So I'm excited. Again, check it out, guys. The link's there for you. I don't want to, again, I said I wouldn't really sell anything, and I'm not selling anything, but I just want you guys to check it out and join the live training. I'll be there, and it's going to be awesome. So I'm excited about this, guys. I wanted to make that announcement for you and share with you guys what we're up to. And I'm really excited. I really think it's going to change the world in a huge way. And I'd love for you guys to be a part of this as well. And to get that sense of gratification and fulfillment and impact, we need a lot more of that. And we need your help to share your knowledge and help make an impact. So that's been me ranting on for a while. I'd love to answer questions that you guys have. So if you're here live right now, send in your questions in the chat. I'd love to serve you guys, add as much value to you guys as possible. So if any questions, feel free to post, and I'll do the best I can to answer them for you. Okay. Awesome, guys. I appreciate all the love, all the beautiful comments. You guys are amazing. I see all the excitement that you guys have. People have been registering for it already. Great. Fantastic. And you know, how I said to you guys, I mean, if you want to be in this business of sharing knowledge and building a business and marketing, learn what they're doing. Like sometimes for me, guys, sometimes I know it's not a right fit, but I still register and I watch because I'm learning. Because what Tony Robbins has been doing for over 40 years, he's one of the best salespeople in the world. I mean, you show up for the training, you're probably going to buy it. He's been selling on infomercials for a long time. So he's an incredible influencer and persuader. Same with Dean Graziosi and whatnot too. But I learned so much just from watching them. And I am always watching what they're doing with their marketing so I can apply that to my business. And you should have that same mentality. Model other people, learn what they're doing and watch what they're doing and what is making them successful or how they're selling or how they're closing or how they're, whatever it is that they're doing, learn from them because you're going to learn so much just by watching and understanding that process. And so that's another great reason to be on their training too, is it can help you do what Tony's doing and Dean and Russell just by watching what they're doing on the live cast and what's working for marketing today, because this is actually going to be one of the biggest launches in the history of product launches online for education products. I don't think anyone's going to do anything bigger than this. I think it's going to break a lot of records. So it's going to be big, and it's just a great opportunity for you guys to be a part of it and learn from it. I'm excited to be a part of the beginning of mastermind.com because I feel like this is going to be like a big shift in self-education, and Tony's leading the way, and I'm following this guy because I want to be a part of it. And I think 10, 20, 30 years from now, is this what we're doing right now is going to make that imprint and kind of shift things in a big way. Okay. Will this course be beneficial to me as a new business owner with a Shopify store? I think so. I think, again, whatever niche that you're in, you want to think how you can sell high ticket. So selling on Shopify, Amazon, those are low ticket products, and that's great, but how can you add a high ticket component to it? High ticket, again, you don't need as many sales to make a lot of money from it. So I'm not sure what niche you're in. Maybe you're in the niche of yoga. Maybe you're in the niche of self-development. Maybe you're in the niche of cooking or gardening or parenting. But I would think whatever niche you're in, how can you offer something high ticket? Because there's people that will pay high ticket. Remember, there's people that will spend $300,000 in a car, right? And others will spend $30,000 in the car. Same niche, but people are willing to spend low ticket or high ticket. Some people will spend $2,000 in the purse, others $100 in the purse. So there's room for the high ticket. The high ticket model is just one of the easier and better ways that you can make money immediately and build another stream of income in your existing business model. So every business, I always look at whenever I start a new business, it has to be able to have a funnel. Because there's some products you might sell on Shopify or Amazon that are going to be tough to build a back end, right? It's going to be tough for you to build a funnel from that. And that's why I always like products that if it's a low ticket, it can lead into high ticket over time. So again, just kind of going back to what I've shared here with you guys. I mean, you don't have to have all these components, but I would try to think how you can have high ticket. You know, how you can have high ticket. If you're right now doing low ticket, how can we add a high ticket component to your business? There's people that will pay to be around people, to mastermind with people that want more additional knowledge and skills and expertise. And it's just a matter of who's going to provide that in your niche and market. If you're not willing to provide that to your customers, guess what? They're going to go to someone else that will provide the coaching, the mastermind, the community. They'll go to other people that will provide that because there's a need and demand for it. So that's kind of how I look at things, is how can I plug it into my existing business? Okay. I love to travel, and I do it a lot, but not sure how to turn it into a business. Well, why don't you share with people how to travel? Or why don't you share with people ways that you can better travel, be more efficient, how you can plan out your travel a lot more, how you can save money traveling. See, the travel niche is huge, right? There's millions and millions of people that spend money traveling. And they go to Google, they go to YouTube, and they're typing in information. They're typing into research. They're looking to save money on flights. They're looking for better deals. They're looking for efficient ways to travel better, to have a better experience when they're traveling. That's a market, and if you want to make money from that market, Carolina, you've got to do research. You've got to buy the travel books. You've got to see other travel businesses out there that exist, other influencers out there. There's YouTubers that I know that are clients of mine. They share their travel journey. Like, you could do a vlog and share where you're going, and people will follow you for that because you're living a lifestyle that other people admire and want. They want to travel like you. And you can share your lifestyle and how you're traveling and share with them tips and things you're seeing and experiencing, and that can become a highly profitable business. I mean, there's travel vloggers and bloggers that are multimillionaires just by doing that. So there's a lot of room and opportunity there for you. I mean, that even the travel niche is big, and there's like a lot of different ways you could profit and make money from it and turn it into a business, but you just got to do a lot of research on it to find out how that is and how that can fit in. I travel a lot too, just so you know, and like already this year, you know, I'm going, like next month, I'm going to South America. I'm going to be in Brazil and Argentina and Chile. And then the next month, I'm going to Africa, Tanzania, and Kenya. I built a school in Kenya that I get to go and visit, which is really cool. I did that 2 years ago in Ethiopia. And then I'm going to be in the United States. And then I'm going to be in Europe. Like, I'm going to be in 4 continents in 4 months, which is pretty insane. But for me, my time is valuable. I don't have time to do all the research and planning, so I outsource that. I have an assistant that plans all that for me. And so there's people that do travel a lot, but they're looking for other people that can take over the travel scheduling and all that sort of stuff for them as well. So there's a lot of opportunity in that space. Yeah, it's just kind of finding what that demand is and what the problems are, and then you trying to solve that for them. Will there be a recording of the live launch on April 30th if it starts at 2 a.m.? I'm not sure. I hope there will be. Not 100% sure that if there will be or not. I know they're going to be releasing some value videos in advance, but sometimes live stuff, it's just live. And I'm not sure if there will be a recording for it or not. I'd register for it, and if there is a recording, they'll send you an email. They'll send out the recording for it. So they'll provide that information. I assume that they will through email and everything like that. How can I find someone to be an influencer? I want to be the behind the scenes guy. Great question. You reach out to them. I'm an influencer. Okay, I have an audience of people online, and people reach out to me all the time. They reach out to me and they send me a video and they introduce themselves. They say, "Hi, my name is John Smith. I'm sending you this video right now, Stefan, because I love your business, what you've done. One thing that I can help you with, Stefan, is putting on your own mastermind event, creating a high ticket component of your business. And I did some research, and it doesn't seem like you do this right now, Stefan. I think we could bring an additional 6 figures income. We could charge $5K, and you could put together a mastermind workshop. We could help people on that more intimate level. And I'd be willing to handle all of that for you. I can facilitate it. I can help the application process. I went through this course called the Knowledge Business Blueprint. I learned all these things, and I can help put that on for you. If you reach out to me and I'm an influencer and you show that opportunity for me, that's a no-brainer. Like, yeah, I can add an additional 6 figures. You're providing value for me. It's an intimate video message that you're sending me. It could be an email too, but the people that do the best job when they reach out to me is they send a personalized video. And they're showing and demonstrating the value that they can provide for me. And they say, "Hey, why don't we hop on a call and I'll share with you more." And they're essentially what they're doing is they're closing me on working with them. So that's what I would do. I would find influencers out there, reach out to them. Like, I'd go through this course, learn the model of what you learn from Tony and Dean and everything. Take what you learn and then reach out to the influencers. And they teach you how to do this in the course. Okay, they teach you how to reach out to influencers, how to partner, how to do the split, all the logistics and all the details of that. They're better at that than I am. But they teach how to do that. But that's what I would do is the course will give you credibility so that when you do reach out to these influencers and you say to them, I've been trained by Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, and Russell Brunson on how to do this, and I can do it for you, and we can charge this amount, I'll take a cut from that, or we'll do a revenue share or something like that. That's how I'd approach it and do it. But yeah, I've worked with and hired people in my business, like the person that does my paid ads right now, like we do Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Instagram ads, is because he reached out to me and sent a video saying, Stefan, I do paid ads, here's how I can help you, and why don't we hop on a call, I can talk to you more about this. And that's how I ended up hiring this person to work with me. So that's one of the best ways to reach out to people, is create a personalized video and reach out to them in that way. Okay. And just so you guys know, influencers, like, we're looking for that. Like, I'm looking to hire people that can take over different parts of my business. And it's so much easier when someone just reaches out to me and they already have that skill set, because then I don't have to put out applications and hire people and interview them as much. When they can fall into my lap and offer themselves to me in that way, that makes things definitely a lot easier, because it is hard to find the people that can do that for you. And nobody's doing this right now. No one is actually reaching out to influencers to do this and put together masterminds for them. How much can I earn from Kindle publishing? Going to start at low ticket, so I can consider buying K-Money Mastery to start, building my first passive income at the age of 17. As much money as you want. You can make as much as you want, guys. It's all a matter of how much you want to promote, how much you want to market, how big the niche, the demand is, how much, when you have a business, you're in control of how much you make, okay? You're in control of how much you want to put it out there, sell it, promote it. Now, some markets are bigger than others, some have more demand than others, but really when you have a business, it's all up to you. How much do you want to promote and put yourself out there and promote your book, etc. The more you put in and the more you market, the more you build your business, the more money you can make from that. So I know people that are doing 6 figures and 7 figures from publishing books, okay? It's all not easy, right? You got to build systems and it takes time to get there, but that's a lot of, you need a lot of sales to make a lot of money from that. And that's why I think the high ticket is in a lot of ways easier. Like, that's what I would probably start. I'd do that, like the high ticket coaching and events, similar to when I started with my lifestyle transformations business, because that provided immediate income. When you're publishing books or physical products, understand it's going to take time. You're planting seeds, and not all those seeds will blossom. You'll have some failures along the way, but over time, a few months from now or a year from now, that's when you really start to make the passive income and get the benefit from that. But for a lot of you right now, what's holding you back from building your passive income in business is the fact that you have a 9-to-5 job that is taking up your time. And the problem is you don't have the time to really build your passive income and plant those seeds and build that business. And so by doing mastermind events or coaching, you can make immediate income, quit your job, spend a bit of time doing that, and then the rest of your time building and funneling and building up your online business. So that's what I would have done. That's essentially what I did when I was building my business. I mean, I was doing some construction jobs here and there too, other things to make money on the side, because I was struggling at times throughout my journey, but I was able to use the coaching and all of that to help support my lifestyle, my business, and learn internet marketing and build an online business at the same time. So Laura says, I love to create stuffed animals, but I'm afraid it's not profitable enough. I know I must follow my passion, but I don't want to give up on things that I can do with money. Well, Laura, you're going to have to do some research on it, but do you think that there's other people out there that also share that same passion as you? Yes, I would say yes, there is. There's other people out there that have that same passion. They want to also create stuffed animals, and that's something that they enjoy. And there's people out there that would pay you for that, to learn that from you. That's a superpower that you have. That's a skill. That's something that other people might be interested in paying that for you, to learn how to do that as well. Now, I'm not sure the market, the demand, you have to research that. It always helps when you can see other businesses that exist that are already doing what you want to do, because then you don't have to take the risk of starting something new. I like to see that there's competition. Competition is good. Okay, guys? When other people are doing something and you can see what they're doing, it validates and proves to you that there's a market and demand there for you. And that way you're not taking that risk and trying to invent a new category. So I would look to see, is there people out there that are already doing a business like this? And if so, they've paved the way for you that you can then do this instead. You can do this, you can do a similar thing that they're doing. So I'd be willing to bet there's people out there that have the same passion as you. Okay, there's billions of people on this planet. They're searching for how to make stuffed animals. They love it as well. They want to learn how to do that. And there's opportunity for you to be able to share that and help other people with it. How profitable it is, I'm not sure. Again, you'll have to do the research for that. Someone said, I have not received the confirmation email. I would just check your junk folder, your spam folder as well. Sometimes they get lost in there. And yeah, I usually that's what happens. The junk or the spam folder is where those emails can be. Okay. Will there be a recording of today's live event? Yes, I will put out a recording for you guys. So the recording will be available. If you're on my email list, I'll send you an email with the information to watch this again. So Stefan, how do you know the skill that I had is ready to be able to serve others? Well, the thing is, the skills that you have, again, I think what you're trying to ask and what your maybe your concern is that you feel that you're not capable or competent to share that with other people. And what I did, and this is kind of what I did with YouTube, for example, is I started putting out content on YouTube, on a blog, and just sharing things that were my skills. Like, for example, the person that asked about the stuffed animals, like the way you can kind of test the market too is start putting out some content around that. Put out some content around your skill to help other people and share these things. And you'll know by putting it out there, if people find and search and consume that content, they benefit from it, then that is a sign that you're onto something. And kind of the way that, just so you guys know, I teach publishing books on Amazon. And I had a lot of success with that I got into that in like 2010, 11. And in 2012 and 13, I started sharing with people a little bit how I was making money online and publishing books. And I had no intention of teaching that. I had no intention of teaching people how to publish books on Amazon. That was not my passion or anything like that. But by me sharing it and putting it out there, what happened was other people reached out and said, wow, that's great, Stefan. I want to learn how to do this from you. So they reached out to me and they offered to pay me for my time. I was actually doing some life coaching at the time, but a lot of my life coaching clients, they wanted to learn publishing now instead, and I was coaching them and helping them publish books on Amazon. And I helped them make money from that. And so there was a demand that came about just by me putting out content out there and having people respond to it and show their interest in it. And that's what allowed me to see, okay, there's a demand here. People will pay for this. They want to learn this from me. They want more around this. And it was my job to then give people more what they wanted. So I eventually created a course to teach how to publish books on Amazon. I put on actually a high-ticket event called the Kindle Mastermind. It's called K Mastermind. We charged $5,000 for it, myself and my brother. Had people fly in. It was a great experience. We did that a few years ago. So I offered a high-ticket component to that as well, but it was just by putting out content. And sometimes you can look at other people's content and what they're doing, and then you can put out your content, and they will tell you. Your audience will tell you whether or not they want more of this from you. If they'll pay more from this, if they'll pay you for this, you've got to kind of test the market in that way, and I think content's great. I mean, that morning ritual video that I put out in 2012 that went viral, they're asking me questions about morning rituals, so I decided to create a morning ritual course, right? So I saw that there's a demand here for it based on the content that I put out. The binge eating video that I put out that went viral and helped people overcome binge eating disorder. Now, going back to that example, I wasn't the expert on binge eating, but I had overcome it in my life, and I felt that by me sharing that was my obligation to help other people. I didn't know if my advice would help everybody, but just by me sharing what worked for me, other people could be the judge if it helps them or not and benefits them. And sure enough, a lot of people did. In that video, I get people that reach out to me every day. Thank you so much for that. Do you offer coaching? Can you help me more with binge eating? And I'm like, well, that's not my thing. I don't do that. But there's a demand there just based on a video that I put out. It was the only video that I put out on binge eating, how to overcome binge eating disorder. And again, I didn't claim that I was the expert of eating disorders. I was just authentic and transparent in the video, sharing with people, guys, I went through this. I know how painful it was. I couldn't find the answers. I was able to overcome it. Here's how I did it. This is the things that I did. Hopefully you guys can benefit from this. Thanks for watching the video. That's all I did. And people enjoyed it and loved it. And there's a demand, and people would reach out to me and they wanted more. They're willing to pay money for additional coaching or training or information from that. So I think that's one of the best ways. But if I never put out that video because I thought that I have to be the expert, then I would have never helped all those people. So that's how I always think about it too. Okay. And really a lot of these questions too, I mean, they're taught in the course as well, and they're going to be addressed inside their training. So again, if you haven't yet registered for the training with Tony Robbins, nothing's available to be purchased yet. Okay, I know you guys are excited and want to buy it, but just go and check out the live training. That's the most important thing for you to do right now. Just go to projectlifemastery.com/KBB, register for the training. It's coming up. They'll share with you more information about it. They'll answer some of your questions. There's a lot that I can also answer for you guys in email about it as well. But there's a lot of great value there that you guys want to make sure you register for. So I've been screwed over and lost my ideas to business partners. I have a brand new idea to a new problem, but having issues getting answers because of this fear. How do I overcome this? I would, if you're so concerned about that, I'd have people sign an NDA, okay, a non-disclosure agreement, so that if you're going to share sensitive information or ideas, you have them sign an agreement where they can't steal your idea. I mean, that's a very common thing that companies do all the time when they bring in consultants or whatever it might be. Even for me, with people that I bring into my business, I have them sign certain things because they're getting access to information I don't want other people to know, or it's sensitive to the company, or it's our login information to different products that we have, or whatever it might be. So an NDA, I think, is a simple thing, but also, listen, I'm sorry to hear that you've gone through that. The best thing you got to do is to learn. You will fail. There'll be ups and downs and challenges. Everybody's gone through that on the path of success, so you're not alone with it. You got to learn from it, and you got to make sure that whenever you do fail, guys, which we all do, you make mistakes, we go through hard times. The biggest mistake that you can make is when you fail, when you go through a hard time, there's a lot of pain around that. You have to learn how to let go of the pain, because if you allow that pain to still be around that experience, then you become jaded and create limiting beliefs and stories around that prevent you from moving forward in your life. And so almost like, if you've ever dated before, which I'm sure all you guys have, and you've had someone that's broken your heart, you've had someone that rejected you, someone that you trusted them and they betrayed you, or you got your hopes up and you're excited to be with that person and they didn't feel the same way about you, and there's pain around that, right? There's always pain around it, breakups and lies and cheating sometimes, and it's very painful to experience that, especially when you're open and you trust and you love someone. But if you allow that pain and you hold on to it, but you allow it to define your future and you take that with you, now you've got baggage that you're taking with you moving forward that's preventing you and holding you back from loving and opening and having a great relationship. There could be the perfect man or woman coming into your life, but you might be closed off to it and skeptical and fearful because of the past pain that you've been through, and now you can miss out on that right person for you because of your past pain. So one of my favorite sayings from Tony Robbins is that the past does not equal the future. That just because you failed, just because you've had a hard time, just because you had a negative experience, it does not mean that you will in the future. Right now, today, is a brand new opportunity. It's a brand new moment. You can decide and choose to be a new person today. You're only defined and limited by your past if you're continuing to focus on it. Stop focusing on your past. Take what you can from your past. Learn and extract the good from your past. Realize their failures, their challenges, your hardships have been blessings in disguise that have helped make you who you are today. You've gotten stronger and better from it. That's valuable. Instead of looking at the pain, look at the blessing from that and use that to move into the next experience with an open mind. Open and excited and optimistic. Don't get pessimistic and skeptical as so many people do, because I could have many excuses and reasons why to have a lot of skepticism and close myself off, but I always just have that open mind, and I welcome every opportunity with newness and excitement. And I'm always open to that. And I understand any moment, guys, your life can change. You never know when it is. That's the exciting part, right? It could be the next thing that I say. It could be the next thing that you read. It could be the next course that you invest in. It could be something that Tony Robbins shares with you, and everything can change for you. But if you allow yourself to limit yourself based on your past, you're missing out on all those opportunities that come up. So just because something bad happened to you in the past, don't let that close you off, because now you're protecting yourself. You're trying to protect yourself from future pain. But as long as you try to protect yourself and close yourself off, you're preventing the good experiences to also flow into your life as well. Okay, great questions, guys. So Thomas says, hi, Stefan. I'd like to hear how I can have a transaction between my 9-to-5 job to my online business. Great question, Thomas. I'll share a few things that has worked for me and things that I've seen other people. I see there's a follow-up comment you have. So I have to be realistic with the situation. It might take a long time to succeed and to leave me out of money to invest in missing out on both things. Okay. So for me, when I was young, I knew that I wanted to build an online business because I read the book, The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And for me, when I first started learning online marketing, it took me a few years before I really started making any money. Like it took probably 3 years of just trying to learn and try different things. And I was dabbling a lot of the times as well, but it did not happen overnight. It was not a get rich quick. That does not exist, okay? Sometimes I made money and I lost money. Sometimes I made money for a month or two and it wasn't sustainable. So it took me a few years, and understand that building a business is a long-term journey. Okay, there's things that you can do to accelerate it and get there faster by learning and modeling and studying other people. But it does take time. Okay, it does take time. It doesn't happen overnight. And so for me, kind of knowing that, that's why at that time I looked for immediate ways that I could support myself and could support my education of marketing and building my passive income, my businesses. And so for me, when I was 21 years old, before that I worked doing construction work. I worked in my dad's family business doing, we made limestone fireplaces. So we'd make like the mantle and the surrounds for fireplaces. I'd have to go out in job sites and install fireplaces, a lot of physical labor type stuff. And when I knew that, like around 21, I knew that that was not going to help me build an online business. It was holding me back because I wasn't learning any skills that would be transferable to building an online business. So that's why I decided to instead to build a business around coaching and doing my own events, because that way I can make enough money just from doing that. It's an immediate source of income, okay, where people are paying for my time. It's not passive, but I'm getting paid for my time. I didn't need many sales to do that, but I can make enough money doing that while I was building my online business and building my passive income and learning about internet marketing and all that. And I could also develop skills, coaching skills, speaking skills, influence skills, selling skills that I knew would be valuable for me when I did work full-time on building my online business. So if you want to build an online business, one thing I would suggest is try to find, what I shared with you could help you with this, like doing some high-ticket stuff and earning money from it. But another thing is I would try to find a job that you can work for that you're getting paid to learn online marketing skills, okay? So I don't know what your job is right now, but what a lot of people, what they're doing in the job, it's not helping what you're trying to move towards. It's providing money for you, it's paying your bills, but you're spending 40 hours a week in this job. I'd much rather you spend those 40 hours a week in a job, get paid, pay your bills from that, but also during those 40 hours a week, learn and master marketing. Learn and master these skills that can help you when you do start your business. So I would try to find jobs out there, and there's plenty of them. There's freelance jobs that you can find. You can go to upwork.com and post jobs and offer to do whatever you want for an online business, whether that's customer support, whether that's sales, whether that's funnels, whether that's social media marketing, whether that's writing for their blog, whether that's video editing, whether that's graphic design. But you might have skills there that you could develop, and you're getting paid to develop them more, and that will help you build your online business that much faster. So that's what I would look at doing. Otherwise, Thomas, what you are going to have to do is you're going to have to build and work on your business in whatever free time that you have. So you're going to have to work on it if you work 9 to 5 from 7 p.m. till 9 or 10 p.m. at night. You might have to wake up early to work on your business. You're going to have to give up your evenings and your weekends to really build your business and build your dream. It's slower to do it that way. The faster way, again, is what I shared with you of what I did, or it's working for a business and applying marketing skills and learning marketing skills to it. Those are the faster ways that I would do it. Otherwise, again, it's just whatever free time that you have. You got to work away at it. You got to sacrifice things in your life. Part of getting what you want is knowing what you have to give up in order to have it. So there are sacrifices you're going to have to make, and I made plenty of them in my life. I had to give up a lot of time with my friends. I had to give up a lot of partying. I had to give up a lot of time with my family. I had to live on my friend's couch at one point to survive, to save some money. I had to sell my car and take the bus. I had to move back in with my mom at one point, which was embarrassing for me, but I had to do that. And sometimes you got to take a step or two back so that you could take 10 steps forward. So don't be afraid to make some sacrifices, because you got to focus on long term, where you want to be. Okay, all about the long term. Be willing to sacrifice today for tomorrow's betterment. See, a lot of my friends, and I love my friends, but a lot of them when I was in my 20s, they just spent their 20s playing video games. They spent their 20s going out and partying and drinking. I spent my 20s instead to invest in myself. And I knew that 10 years from then, okay, when I was 20 years old, they just wanted to have the instant short-term gratification. I was willing to sacrifice the short-term gratification for long-term gratification. If you look at the decisions that I made versus them, 10 years at 30 years old, their life hadn't really improved that much. They've got just, they're kind of a mediocre average life, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. But for me, I was willing to sacrifice, and then by the time I was 27, 28 years old, I became a millionaire. At 30 years old, a multi-millionaire, traveling all over the world, attract the woman of my dreams, making an impact in millions of people's lives. That is because I was willing to sacrifice, and the reason why I could sacrifice is I believed in my long-term vision, and I knew that the decisions I made would get me to where I wanted to go. And even right now today, I'm sacrificing. Right now today, I mean, it doesn't feel like a sacrifice, maybe how you guys might perceive it, but I'm living well below my means. I could live a much more luxurious lifestyle and have a lot of instant gratification right now, short term. But I'm willing to sacrifice right now. That's why I moved to Panama. That's why I do, a lot of these things right now, because I'm sacrificing, because I know that the savings I get in taxes and the investments I'm making in myself and my business and all these things that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when I'm 40 years old, I'm going to be so much further ahead. I'm going to take a quantum leap that is going to help me get there faster than I ever could just by blowing all my money and wasting it and not making these decisions that I'm making now. So I'm always focused long term on where I want to go, and I'm willing to make those sacrifices. And you've got to be willing to do that, guys, in your life as well to get to where you want to be. And believe in the process. Trust the process. I know it's tough. I've been there many times where my friends are tempting me to go out that evening. And I got to say, no, guys, I got to work on my business. And they'd make fun of me, and they wouldn't understand why I was doing it. But I knew in my heart and soul what I was doing, and I believed in myself, and I believed in my vision that I had, and I knew that it would pay off. So it will pay off. You sacrifice a few years of your life, it's a small price to pay for the rest of your life, having financial freedom, making an impact, and living the life you want. Great questions, guys. Okay, let's move on to another question. So please describe how being the support or the background of the influencer can be as profitable as being the influencer. Well, I mean, you're basically doing all the operations for that person, and you're doing a split on that. I mean, it's essentially kind of how a lot of businesses work today. I mean, if you look at Apple, it was built from Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Steve Wozniak was more the programmer behind the scenes, and Steve Jobs is more the marketing and the face of Apple, right? And they both benefited massively from that. And so the value that you're providing behind the scenes is just as valuable as what the influencer is doing. You're the one that's organizing things and handling the process and all the systems so that they don't have to. That person can be in their element and be in their nature to be able to serve at that level. I mean, there might be certain cases where the influencer, they have a bigger brand and everything too. I mean, if you look at celebrities, okay, I mean, this is a kind of a simple example of this. A celebrity is an influencer, okay, they're a public figure. Celebrities have agents. The agents, for a professional athlete, for a musician, for an actor, okay, they're best served to be in their element of being in their art by, you know, working on their skills and doing commercials and working on their talents and all that sort of stuff. That's what that celebrity needs to be doing. But the celebrity is not the entrepreneur. They don't want to handle booking things and marketing and organizing all these things and endorsement deals and all of that. So they have an agent. The agent is the person behind the scenes. The agent takes 10% of the deals that they make together. And the agent gets to do, you know, all that work to support the celebrity to be in their role. So it's a similar thing of what you're doing is you're taking a cut from the influencer to handle the mastermind or handle a part of their business for them. And again, the celebrity is more than happy to pay the agent because they don't have to focus on all the things that the agent does. They don't have to focus on running the business. They don't have to, like Tony Robbins doesn't have to run all the operations of his business. If he was doing that, he'd be holding himself back from doing more events and creating more content and more value to people. So he has partners and people that work for him that manage all of that stuff for him. So that's kind of essentially how the process would work. Okay, someone says, Stefan, I'm building a self-help brand. I start getting a little results for about 1.5 years, but things kind of stagnant, but I don't know what to do. Listen, we're all gonna get stagnant, hit plateaus at times. That's part of the journey. What you do when you hit a plateau is you get knowledge. You get a coach, you get a mentor, someone that's already been through that plateau and overcome it, and they can share with you what to do to overcome that plateau. There's always plateaus that you're gonna hit, right? No matter where you are, like at the beginning stages, you make progress. That always happens with anything new, but eventually you hit a plateau, and the plateau is when people give up, they get discouraged, and you've got to understand that to get to the other side is there's things that you don't know that you need to know that will help you move forward. Also, you got to understand that sometimes the level of thinking you have right now that's gotten you to where you are is not going to get you to where you want to go. So for me, like when I was building my business, I was able to go to a certain point on my own. And then my business stopped growing. And I realized the thinking that I had that got me to where I was, which was me being the solopreneur, doing everything myself, that was not going to get me to where I wanted to go. So I hired a coach that could help me and said, Stefan, this is what you're doing wrong. This is what you need to do to get to that next level. You've got to hire people. You've got to remove yourself from operations. You've got to focus on doing this, this, and this. And the coach was able to help me get past that plateau. So we always got to upgrade our thinking, and we can't be too attached to doing things a certain way. We can't be too attached to what we think that we know is the best way, because there's different levels that we have to evolve to and upgrade our thinking and our mindset around. So it's always having that open mind and getting the right coaching and expertise that can help you with that. And ideally someone that's already done it. Okay, we'll take a few more questions for you guys. So hi, Stefan. How do you decide what content to include in each tier? Free, medium, high, extremely high. Great question. So there's kind of a balance of it a bit, but usually when someone's paying for something, like let's say a course, they're paying not just for the information, but the information that's structured, that's step by step, and leads to a specific result. A lot of the free content that's out there, it's valuable, but it's not complete. It's not in depth. It's not how-to, step-by-step type of things. It's a lot of different pieces kind of thrown out there that's valuable, but people, they're essentially paying for a short learning curve. So again, that's what people are buying from you. They're buying from you the acceleration, the speed. They're buying from you your knowledge, which can save them time and money and stress. That's what people are buying when they're investing in knowledge. That's what I pay for. I pay a lot for that because I know how valuable my time is and how valuable it is to accelerate things to get there a lot faster. So that's what they're paying for. So free content is typically valuable information you put out there, but it might be a 10-minute video, 20 or 30-minute video. A course is something that is a step-by-step, maybe it's 20 videos put together, and each video has a lesson and an assignment for them. They take action with it, moves on to the next, and it leads them towards a certain result, okay? When you get higher ticket than that, it's usually more personalization. So it's more maybe group coaching, answering questions, giving your time, putting on a mastermind group, putting on coaching, okay? They get more access to you because there's always people that want that. Just like, for example, you could buy a TV, okay? You can pay $1,000 and buy a TV. There's a lot of people, they just want the TV. They'll buy it from the store and they'll take it home. Other people though, they want the TV, but they want you to come over as well and help, and they'll pay you for it to actually program the TV and set it up properly. They'll pay more money for you to mount the TV on the wall and set it up for them, okay? And to set up all the settings for it for them, okay? So there's people that will pay more money for that personal coaching or for you to do it for them. So that's where you get to the more high ticket that you can offer. Okay, let's see. How to give as much value as possible on a free event I invite people to if I don't have value anymore to give on a high ticket because I give all the value to the free one. Well, with a free event, you don't want to give all the value, okay? The free event is something that is a short event where you're sharing with them the opportunity, you're sharing with them how this works. Like for example, I gave you guys a lot of great free value, okay? But you would buy the course that he's offering to learn how to actually do it, right? So the free value you're sharing with them, how, like the model, how it works, the opportunity, the business opportunity, the model of it, you're giving them value like that, but there's people that when they learn that, they're gonna be like, great, this is awesome, I'm excited for this, but how do I actually do this? Like, how do I actually learn the steps and everything that's there for it? Or I have a lot of questions. I want someone to hold my hand and guide me through this process. I want someone that has the experience already, that's already been there and done it, that can guide me through it. So going back to my example, when I did my free seminars, I'd share a lot of tips and advice on how to meet and attract women, how to be more confident. And people are like, great, that's awesome. This is really valuable, but how do I do it? Can I hire you, come to your event, and you help me actually approach the opposite sex, overcome my fears, and work with me in that way to help me get there, to get the results. So that's kind of how it works, is you're providing free value, but the value is getting them excited. And some people, they don't care to invest more, and that's fine. Like plenty of people watch my videos. Less than 1% of people that even watch any of the content I put out ever even give me any money or invest in anything that I have. But there's 1% that do want more, that will say, hey, Stefan, this has been great, I appreciate it. Do you have a course on this that goes more in depth? Is there additional learning that I can pay for? And so you'd structure something that's even more valuable that would show them more how to do it, more strategies, more steps, and everything with it. You don't just give away everything for free at the free event. The free event is short. It's like an hour, 2 hours long. There's only so much that you can share in a free event, in a free video. There's obviously a lot more to it. Like for example, the course that they've created has over 50 videos, and they're incredibly valuable. Like they can't share all of that in a 1 or 2 hour free live training or live stream. It's all in the course. So they'll give a lot to you, but that's, they can't give all of that away for free. It doesn't make any sense. So that's kind of how I think about it, or at least how it works. Okay. Someone says, you inspire me, but I have a question that is not about business, if that's okay. Could you please make an in-depth video about building confidence? I love these videos. Well, I actually already have a lot of great videos out there. This is a perfect example for you guys. Okay, so listen, I have a lot of awesome videos out there on YouTube on confidence. Okay, I probably have like 5 that you could watch right now that are free. Okay, pure free, awesome videos. Go to Project Life Mastery on YouTube and watch them. Okay, now I do have more complete, more high level, more in-depth, more step-by-step techniques and strategies for building your confidence. But I've created that and added it to a course called the Life Mastery Accelerator. So not everybody wants to pay for that, and that's fine. But if you do want the more in-depth strategies for confidence, and they're more longer trainings, like my YouTube videos might be 30 minutes, but the trainings I have in my Life Mastery Accelerator are 2 to 3 hours. So it's just a good example that there's free information out there if you want it. But if you're someone that you want more, you want additional learning, you want more advanced strategies, I have that inside a course called the Life Mastery Accelerator. So that's what I would say. So I do have that on YouTube, but I do have that there too. And by the way, guys, that's a great example. What you've just demonstrated right now, it is totally related to business and what I'm sharing, because it demonstrates what I'm sharing with you guys is that you're someone that's received benefit and value, and not everyone will buy a course or product, but those that want it, it's there. It's there. And there's always people out there that expect and want everything for free. Okay, and I get that. I try to do as much free as I possibly can. That's why I put out so much free videos and content and have over the last 7 years. But we all have to understand, and especially hopefully you understand that if you're here and you're trying to build a business, is that a business has to make money. Okay, I can't just put out free content, because if I just put out free content, I can't sustain putting out free content. I can't sustain my message, because to put out the free content, it takes my time. It requires investing in camera equipment. I have to support myself. I have to hire video editors that can edit the videos and put them together. I've got to hire people that can optimize and upload those videos to YouTube. I have to share the content, promote it, and get it out there. So a business has to make money. Don't be apologetic about charging money for products and services, okay? Of course, we all want to make money as entrepreneurs. That's why you're here. Money allows you to turn your dreams into a reality, but money also allows you to build your business, to invest more into it, to hire more people so that you can grow and scale and reach and impact more people. So I think one thing that stops people is they're afraid to sell, they're afraid to promote themselves, they're afraid to charge money. You can't be, guys. Provide the free value out there. For those that want the free stuff, it's there for them. They have nothing they can ever complain about. Okay, I've got over 1,000 free videos there. It's there for free. Okay, I get nothing from that. But for those that do want more, for those that are more committed, they're looking for more. They want to pay more for the step-by-step, the more advanced, the higher quality stuff. It's there for them, but it costs money. Okay, so that's how a knowledge business works. Is you kind of have those different tiers. For those that want more. There's some that want the confidence. There's some people that, hey, Stefan, thanks for the videos on this. Can I pay you to come, work with you one-on-one? And there's people like that I've worked with that are willing to pay money for my one-on-one coaching time to help work with them on the confidence. Not everyone is willing to do that, but some are. And that's why you provide those different options for people, and you don't just assume that everybody just wants free stuff, because that's you projecting your mentality of things rather than realizing that there are people out there that will pay for more and value paying for that. Okay. Will you ended up split out the content on the high ticket training content when you give free content? So I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. I think what you're asking is, with the high ticket stuff, if I share some of that free? Yeah, I do. I mean, there's elements of that, of course, that I share for free too. So you can share different clips and different previews of that and things like that. Awesome. We'll do just a few more questions, guys, before we wrap up. I just want to see if there's some questions I can answer that people didn't get a chance to get them yet, because I see a few people asking seconds and thirds. How can I, who doesn't have any resources to invest except hardship, time, and a few skills, could start generating money? So what you got to understand, to make money, you get paid for value that you provide. And the more value that you provide or that you offer, the more money you make. And the way that you can provide value is you have to become more valuable. You have to work on yourself. You have to develop skills that other people will pay you for. If you go get a job at McDonald's, you'll get paid for working at McDonald's, but not that much, because the value that you're providing and the skills that you have, they're not worth paying more than $10 an hour, right? So if you want to make more than that and get a better job than working at McDonald's, you've got to develop skills and add more value. The more value you provide, the more money that you can get paid. So if instead you learned marketing online, you learned copywriting, you learned video editing, graphic design, you learned how to create funnels, you learned sales, you learned search engine optimization, you learned how to put together a mastermind event, how to publish books, how to sell on Amazon. You learn those skills, you'll get paid more money for that because there's always companies out there that are looking for people that have those skills and can provide that value to them, and they'll pay you for it. So what I would do if I was you is find out what your niche is that you want to develop your superpowers or skills around, and develop it, and find jobs out there that are paying more money than what you're making right now. There's plenty of jobs available. Don't just limit yourself to jobs in your local community, your local city or town. Look online for jobs. There's plenty of freelance jobs available. There's plenty of companies that are looking for virtual employees, people that can work with them. It's a lot easier to get a job that way because there's more opportunity, right? You can tap into the whole world. So don't just limit yourself in looking for work with where you live, because maybe where you live, there's not that much opportunity for you, right? But if you branch out from where you live, like for example, I have people on my staff and team that are from the Philippines, but for them, maybe they can only make so much money in the Philippines based on the economy and the market and what other companies are paying for different positions and different skills. By them instead, like I hired some employees on Upwork.com and other websites like that. They can work for companies that can pay them more money because they're not just limited to selling their services within the Philippines. So you got to think big picture, and you got to work on yourself and develop your skills, and that's how you're going to get paid a lot more money. And I would just try to find better jobs and opportunities that can allow you to make more money, or I'd do something like this and be incredibly resourceful to find ways to make money. I mean, that's what I did when I was 21. I was struggling at that stage of my life, but I was resourceful and I hustled and I put on events and I worked on myself. I developed public speaking skills. I went to Toastmasters. I put on public speaking nights every Tuesday at the house that I was living at with 10 other roommates, and I wanted to practice my public speaking skills so that I could become a better speaker. It is challenging, I get that, but if you're committed, you find the way, right? You find the way, you work hard, and you get incredibly resourceful, and that's what's going to make the biggest difference for you. That's why I am who I am today, is because I was so resourceful and committed, and I didn't let any of that stop me. None of that stopped me. I just worked my ass off and focused on what I could control, which is improving myself and becoming more valuable and adding more value. Okay, we'll do one more question. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, this question from Manuel. Stefan, how could I attract people to come to a retreat? I'm a superhost in Spain, but I want to host a retreat and seminars for yoga teachers and personal coaches. Great. So I'll actually share with you a story of what I did when I was 21 years old as well. I actually had an idea to put on my own event. It was called the Ultimate Transformation Super Conference. And I rented out actually at the YMCA or YWCA, one of the two, downtown Vancouver. And I wanted to fill it up with 100 people. And what I did though was I reached out to other speakers. So I reached out to other people that were in Vancouver, Canada, that were public speakers. Some of them are my mentors today, but I didn't know who they were at that time. I didn't have any relationship with them. But one of them was Wade Lightheart, that I've had on my YouTube channel a few times. I did not know him at all. I reached out to him when I was 21 years old. He was a 3-time national bodybuilding champion in Canada and competed in Mr. Universe and did it as a vegetarian. And I wanted to learn from him and to have him in my life. And I reached out to him and I said, hey, Wade, listen, I'm putting together this event. I think you'd be a great fit for it. Do you want to come and speak at it? And he said yes. And I said, listen, I'm going to fill up this room with 100 people. And you're going to be able to market and promote yourself to an audience of 100 people. Because again, he was an influencer. He was a public figure. You got to align with their goals. So Wade and these speakers, they want to reach more people. They want to speak in front of an audience. They want to promote themselves. And I was providing that opportunity for them. I was providing value to them. So I invited him to come and speak, and he said yes. I reached out to someone by the name of Darren Jacklin, corporate trainer, motivational speaker, lived in Vancouver. I reached out to him. He also said yes. I reached out to Satyan Raja, who's a mentor of mine. I've been to some of his events. He said no, he couldn't make it, but Stephen Garrett, who's someone who was a teacher on his company team, came out and spoke. Tanya Diamond, the Tantra teacher from Seattle, Washington, she agreed and drove up to come and speak. So I was able to put together this event by inviting these other speakers. Now, here was what was beneficial about it, is I did not speak at the event. I was just the host of the event. I was facilitating this event for them. So I was that knowledge broker. And I was resourceful in promoting the event. But the way that I promoted it is I knew that if I had the speakers there that I committed to speak at this event, other people knew who they were, and I could sell tickets for the event by then tapping into people that knew them. So I could leverage their name and reach out to people in their communities, their followers, and say, hey, listen, this person is speaking at my event. Here's the details for you to sign up and come and attend the event. And then I also asked the speakers to promote the event to their audience, to share it with their audience. You can give the speaker a cut. You say, hey, listen, I'll give you 50% of whatever sales that you send, a referral program. And they'll do the heavy lifting for you because they already have the audience and the name and the people that want to come and see them speak. That's how I did it. So it's actually pretty simple to do it that way, is leverage other people, and it becomes a lot easier. Like same thing with the mastermind too, guys. The mastermind, like I did a mastermind when I was also in my early 20s, and I brought together these different people to mastermind in a room, and I sold each one of them on it by saying, you're going to be around other people that are successful. Here's other people that said that they're going to be there. And I was a nobody. They had no idea who I was, but the value that I provided was being the facilitator, organizing the mastermind event for them and handling the logistics for it. And so I had the opportunity to be a part of a mastermind that I was putting on, and I was not qualified to give any advice at that event. I was just going to sit there as a fly on the wall and observe and learn from these people, but I was able to facilitate that and get them all together in that way. And so it requires being resourceful and creative. Your resourcefulness is your ultimate superpower, okay? When you're resourceful, you find the resources, you make the time, you find the money, you save money, you become incredibly creative. The example that I always give that will demonstrate the power of resourcefulness is that if I had a gun and I put it to your head and I said, listen, you've got to find a way to sell out this event. And if you don't, then I'm going to shoot you. And I'm also going to shoot the people that you love most in your life. If it came down to that, I can guarantee you would find a way to sell out your event. If I said that there's a gun to your head, you would find a way to make the money, to find the time, to step up. You would. But the challenge is that a lot of you are too comfortable. You're too comfortable. You've settled in your life. You're comfortable with the status quo. And it's not until you get disturbed and satiated and decide that, man, settling is painful. There's pain in settling. I deserve more. There's more for me available. This is not acceptable how I'm living right now. And that pain will drive you and fuel you to be a lot more resourceful. See, that requires being honest with yourself, telling yourself the truth, saying to yourself, listen, I'm not comfortable with a 9 to 5. I'm not comfortable making this amount of money. I'm not comfortable. That's great. Everyone else in my life, my friends and family, it might be okay and I'm comparing myself to them, but they've settled as well. And that's the power of when you get a part of a mastermind or around other people successful, is it challenges you to step up and raise up to that level as well. Because now you're comparing yourself to them and how much they're doing. See, if you're just your peer group right now, the people in your life, they're comfortable with their lives, then you're also going to be comfortable with your life. But if you're around people that are further ahead than you, that are making 10 times more money than you are, they're more driven, they're more happy, they have better relationships, better health, better bodies, just to be in that peer group, you're going to be uncomfortable and have pain, and you're going to be motivated to raise your game to be on that similar level. So who you spend time with is who you become. It's the most important decision that you can make, and that's why masterminds are so powerful and why we need more of them, is to facilitate that, to surround yourself with success, because the moment you do, you raise your game to a whole new level. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I know there's more questions. We'll maybe do another live stream like this again, and I'll hop on Instagram and YouTube and share more with you guys. But it was a pleasure to serve you guys today. Hopefully you guys got a lot of benefit and value from this. Really what I wanted to do is to inspire you guys to start your business, to share your knowledge, to give back, to pay it forward, to make an impact, to do what you love. That's the most important thing that I want for you guys, and it's the best decision that you can make. And hopefully you guys got a lot of that here, but I want to invite you guys to join the live training with Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, and Russell Brunson. So if you haven't already, make sure that you go to www.projectlifemastery.com/KBB. Okay, the link again is here. It's in the chat for you guys. It's below this video. Click on through there, register for that live training. Their live training is going to be awesome. I'm so excited for it. They're going to provide a lot of value to you guys that's from Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. They're going to share the best of what they've learned. I'm sharing with you guys what I've learned here on this live training for you guys, but I'm excited to learn from them because they're the true masters of this. They've been doing, Tony's over 42 years now, and Dean Graziosi 20-something years doing what he does, and Russell Brunson as well is amazing in his own right. So I'll be there learning from them and studying, and I've already got the training program and bought it, and I love it. I've learned so much, and I'll be sharing with you guys more about it. And again, the bonuses I have, I'll share more details as we get closer for and released, and there's going to be a lot more value videos I know from them, and I'll share more value with you guys as well and answer more of your questions. So thank you guys again so much. It's always a pleasure. It's an honor. Make sure that you guys commit to mastery. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. I'll talk to you guys again soon. God bless.